fine. You're with family.
Yeah, you know,
like
Vin
no,
Diesel
no,
says
no.
family.
No, because here's the thing. After you get done ripping this amount of hole into butthole of PlayStation, what is there left for D to
Oh, sir,
do?
you think this is PlayStation? Where you go opportunity?
Oh yeah, I know it's
Microsoft,
everybody.
Nintendo
I
catching
know it's
hell too.
everybody.
You know that, right?
Here's the thing, Chris. I don't have the smoke for Xbox because I always told you they was trash. I don't have the smoke for Nintendo because the second they started raising prices like it's 1997 again, I dropped out of even caring about them. Steam Deck lost somebody with me because I was about to invest into Steam Deck. I was actually going to get me one. I was going to say that's $800-900. I'm gonna have that for myself.
Great.
This that. Boo 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 boo. Hey nigga, I'm bored. Oh, I thought I was going to do that. You mean to tell me I can get a used car? A used car that will actually get me more than that Steam Deck for the same price.
And still, it's cheaper than a PlayStation 6.
Eris, I only play on PlayStation 5. Real talk, I still love Sony, but you want to know what? You don't want to know what? All this brain power is cut off. It's cut off. I don't care about you. I don't care what you do. Look. You're talking to a dude that gives EA money willingly, and I'm like, no,
You're part of the problem.
done. So you see what I'm saying? What's left for me to do? Hi, everybody. How you doing?
I want people. Okay, we're here with pressing buttons. I want people to understand something. Me and Sue sat there. We were gleefully happy at the PlayStation showcase. We were like, "Oh, this is great." Then Microsoft the next day, that Friday for the summer games, we were all excited. Sue was in the chat like, "Yo, man, you see all these games, Gears, right?" Not even 24 hours. Microsoft's goofy ass. Hey, so we gonna have to let go of these studios. People getting laid off, and everybody was like, "The fuck." And
That
half
was
the studios
wonderful.
they announced that they were releasing had games announced at the Summer Game Fest. Do you know how much of a mind fuck that is if you're a gamer?
It makes me think it was all planned.
So
let me
just preface this real quick, gentlemen. Now we all watch mob movies.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bits from probably the most classic of mob movies. Y'all remember that scene in Goodfellas when after the Lufthansa heist, what's the one thing everybody was told?
Don't spend money.
Don't buy nothing.
Yeah, don't buy nothing.
Like keep your mouth shut. Stay stay low. Keep your mouth shut. Don't buy nothing crazy. Don't do nothing. In other words, don't be an idiot. Okay, just don't be an idiot.
Yeah,
it wasn't even 12 hours. We got a pink Cadillac. We got a fur coat, and even after I told my one best friend that, hey, this is your cut. I'm giving you just a bonus. This is just a bonus cut. Remember, don't do nothing stupid. You go out and buy a white Christmas tree the day before Christmas.
God damn.
Just nobody learned anything.
Eris, I'm gonna keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting me a pair of Stacey Adams. Nobody
look. That is it.
Who's looking at my feet?
No.
At my feet like
no. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you right now. If them pair of Stacey Adams didn't come from Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx,
see, Eris, this is why you are my ace boon. Because I know Eris. Eris will come all with fury at my chin. No, not your fist. That's where you come up with that. They're like, look here, D. I will tell you what. Eris will do that to me. I was like, here's me taking out. He'd be like this. Burlington Coat Factory, you son of a bitch.
I never understood.
I'm like, hey, keep that receipt on you, dog. Keep that receipt on you.
I never understood.
Hold on. Here's the thing. I actually personally think that will get the cops to arrest us faster. See, I got it for Burlington. Look, I got it for Burlington. Wait a minute.
I never understood movies like Dear Presidents. You a fucking pastor church. Why the fuck are you buying a goddamn fucking Cadillac? What are you doing here?
Here's the funny thing. Criminals do that all the time.
All the time.
There's always going to be one and sometimes two. And in the very, very fun time, we ain't going to spend no more money. And the whole crew spends the money.
No, but going back to it though, right? Microsoft.
I said all that just to say that this is what happens when companies don't listen to anything, and hubris is what caused all of this.
I want people to understand something here. So, Microsoft's ills started when they bought Blizzard Activision for, what was it?
Billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars. And a lot of us are sitting back like, yo, Microsoft, nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to do that, because by virtue of you paying billions of dollars from Activision Blizzard, now the expectation is that every fucking game that comes out under Activision Blizzard has to make a certain amount of money in order to make back the billions of dollars that you got. And that was never going to fucking happen. It never was going to happen.
Yeah, not at all. In fact, what really bugged me was you could have just stopped there at Activision Blizzard. No, you didn't stop there. That was your problem. You bought more and more studios as time went on. Again, you overspent on all of these studios. And what makes matters worse is you have all these studios in your possession.
Yeah.
What are you doing with them? Matter of fact,
Not
why
right.
would you? No. Matter of fact, why would you buy like one particular studio that's known for making X type of game, right? They're known for making X type of game, but you're telling them, all right, now that we bought you, we want you to make like Y, W, T, and Z type game. We don't want you to make the stuff that you're known for making. We want you to make this stuff.
So you're dancing around it. They want them to make AAA titles.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Quadruple A now, my bad.
Right. Hang on a second.
Like it's, to me, this whole thing, it's like, all right. So Microsoft, after they made the announcement that they were laying off a lot of people in a lot of studios, and obviously Microsoft's ills was them buying Activision Blizzard, right? Sony's problem is they chase the trend that is live service games.
Yeah.
And that kneecapped them badly with every studio that they told that they got, because every studio that was like, all right, guys, we want you to make this game. Hold up. Everybody's doing live service. All right, bet. We need you to take this game and make it live service. Why?
I'm shocked. I always say that Fortnite was one of the best games ever made, and at the same time, it did one of the worst damage. It did straight up damage. And Epic Games set a precedent with that made even not just the publishers. That's one thing that had the publishers thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got Sony and Microsoft going, hey, we got money, but how could we get money every single day?
All right, sorry about that.
Not only them.
Yeah.
Put that on Take-Two Interactive with 2K and on GTA. Both of them.
Which we'll get into GTA in a minute, but
and if you want to blame somebody else, blame EA, because EA has been losing fans, but yet the Ultimate Team on Madden and FIFA, for whatever reason, has people addicted. So when I'm shocked that it was Sony that went for that. For whatever reason, a part of me thought Microsoft would do that, because we seen Microsoft did it last time, and then you remember Sony came up, hey guys, you bought the game.
It's yours.
It's yours. You would fool you to think that they wouldn't do that. And then here come the live services, and who the first one to put all of their money into Concord,
So
that did nothing at all.
So, gentlemen. Oh, and speaking of which, thank you for bringing up Concord, D. Because guess what? Because of the glorious burning barge that is Concord, you guys are getting ready to deal with not one, not two, but at least 3 PSN plus price increases.
Which, here's the sick part, because we're gonna be all over the place. I don't care.
It's more of an open. It's more of an open like thing in the middle of a desert, like it's a gas main. And it's like a literal eternal flame.
It's like ever since Microsoft started dropping and it's like everything went to shit after Summer Games Fest. It's like, what the fuck happened? It's like everything just bang.
So to bring back, also to piggyback off of something else that D had said, this is not the first time that what we're experiencing is happening. You see, Microsoft was the first to do it with the Xbox One, thanks to our good old buddy Don Matrick.
Oh, that guy.
When
Don was the man. I don't care what
when he mentioned
he was setting a whole new generation for Microsoft.
He was trying to push this whole nonsense of every game is going to be DRM locked to everybody's account, always online.
He was 50 toes down with it too.
And TV, it was all about TV
entertainment.
Just trying to make the Xbox One a literal VCR/TiVo, the way that thing came out and how it looked.
Yeah,
and I'm going to be real. That year at E3, Xbox never recovered. They never recovered off of that.
Because it was basically like, when you think about it, like a lot of people think that,
Yeah, I just mentioned that reckless.
If you remember that time, right? And I think both of y'all remember this. At that time, there were people that were defending Microsoft, like, y'all guys don't understand. This is the future. And it's like, look, I'm all for the future and doing progressive things, but you also have to understand something, that you have to look at the makeup of your gamers and your customers, right? Because look, if you're going to do this always online thing, you have to look at where internet is at. The internet infrastructure is not there for always online. It just isn't. But also, you're kneecapping your own console by virtue of doing that.
Chris, it's actually I take it a step further. These same goobers that are open mouth defending, on hands and knees, being full defense force for this going no physical media, like this whole defense that they're doing. These are the same people that never ever watched or paid any attention to the message that came from Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
you guys are asking for an ecosystem that you know nothing about.
Thank you.
We know frighteningly little about what is going to take place.
But here's the thing. I think everybody clocked that we were eventually going to get to a position where the video game industry wants video games to be a Netflix subscription model. And we're seeing, and here's the sick part. If you have PlayStation Plus, they have a system on there where you can play certain games through a streaming thing. I play Resident Evil 6. You can't download the game. You stream it off it. And it's not really good.
No, it's not.
I don't like it at all.
It's not good.
I really hate how they do that. Because when they do give you the option of streaming or downloading, it even tells you, well, if you want it better, you got to download the game. So I'm like, who's streaming it then?
I tried streaming Resident Evil 6
on their PlayStation. Who's the lazy person that won't delete? And I'm saying this as a person that don't want to delete it, that won't delete Katamari off their PlayStation to make the room for it.
I tested it out on Resident Evil 6. It's not a good experience streaming. It's
the last time here I streamed stuff on PS4. Now, if you want D's opinion, it was smoother on PS4 than it was PS5. I will go that far, but I don't stream games. I think it's stupid. I think it's reductive.
Here's also the other issue. So you want like Microsoft, Sony. First of all, Microsoft, you just decided to go out there, just step out there, go through this minefield of just telling the people back in 2013 that we're gonna go this way of locking everybody's games to everybody's account. And for those that don't have access to this sort of thing, or you don't have the greatest no, it was worse. It was more insulting. You don't have access to the internet. You don't have access to this type of technology that we're going to be putting forward for the future. We have an amazing game console called the Xbox 360.
Dog.
That was quoted by Don Patrick. And like I said, Xbox division never, ever recovered from it. And to this day, they are still paying for the sins of what they did in 2013.
Here's the sick part.
One of their victims was Halo. Halo got hit, it recovered, and then fell again, because that's just how Xbox executives do to Halo.
Can I be real with you?
It has to start and start over. Now they're at the point where they're dealing with two different fan bases in one game. That's nuts.
Hey, D, can I be honest with you? Halo has a friend It's called Gears 4 and
Gears,
5.
I was gonna say Gears is with that, and all of the Rare games that were supposed to be made by Rare, they're with it too.
Let's be real.
Actually, I feel that Rare got hold out now. I think Rare's a different story. I don't
Here's
think
the other thing that hurt Microsoft, and this is outside their gaming division. Microsoft, like a lot of other companies, they early on got in the bed with OpenAI. Problem is, much like a lot of other companies, they sink so much fucking money into OpenAI, and they realize too late, hey, we ain't making a lot of money back on this OpenAI deal, and they got out of it. Problem is, when you lose that much money, something's got to give, and that also played into why they did all these mass layoffs across the board in the gaming industry because of all the money they wasted on OpenAI.
Yeah,
Whoa, hang on.
You gotta like the silent carbon. I'm sorry, you gotta like that carbon monoxide type of death that a lot of people got off of that, man.
Hang on a second. Hang on. See, y'all want to know the before the carbon monoxide comes in, there was this little thing. It was just a tiny little spark, okay? Like some keys hit asphalt or something. I don't know. It just created a spark, and it's about to touch that carbon, right? It was a little thing called hey everybody, Xbox Game Pass, $30.
Nigga.
Boy,
Nigga.
I had to hear y'all
Nigga.
get in my face. Game Pass, PlayStation that guy, and here's me. I ain't got to pay $30 for this shit.
now two like
It's
two,
still not. I think it's better than PlayStation's.
oh,
but it's
leaps
like
and bounds better.
But here's the thing, in D's opinion, hey, we just down the street for you. Don't act like y'all that far away.
But here was the problem. See, they jacked the prices up, and I'm still gonna say it. I still feel like this was some kind of crazy setup psyop of having
It's all a psyop, sir.
of having Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond both take the blame and both get like yeeted out of like out of Xbox. Because for one thing, Phil Spencer had talked about retiring for like a smooth 3 years before he was eventually gone. And Sarah Bond, everybody assumed that, oh, she's just going to step in and be the president at Xbox like once he leaves. You come to find out, deuces, flag salute to both of you. They're gone. And Asha Sharma steps in. And everybody felt some type of way about her because guess what division she came from? Microsoft Copilot.
Here's the sick part about her. The heel turn on her is even more funny because it went from we hate her to, oh, she's turning things around at Microsoft to
We have the first woman of color that runs.
she turned things around. Initially, it was like, oh shit, Microsoft is kind of making a turn. Things are going up. And then
she dropped the price of Game Pass by $10.
Everything
ain't back to what it should be, but
when she did that, y'all should have looked in the sky to see the geysers of jizz come from these 40-year-old men.
But here's the sick part.
Back.
Then the layoffs hit, and she just had the look. And then on top of that, allegedly, she's working with the Trump administration when it comes to H-1B1 visas and the whole shebang. And
so one would agree. I mean, one would be of the mind. One would be of the mind that Asha Sharma, what she's doing here, how she came from a division that has nothing to do with video games. It was mostly an AI division. She came in, the very first thing that she said, day one, again, intelligent for saying this. You come in and say, we promise you that there will be no AI influence whatsoever moving forward. Shut up. But she said no, we are guaranteeing that there will be no AI involved in Xbox division.
If you saw the thumbnail for this episode, y'all both will laugh, by the way.
No.
So hang on.
The way those lies were cartwheeling out of her mouth, bro.
Hang on. She didn't, and to her credit, she has stuck with that notion. So I'm like, okay, I haven't seen no AI mess yet.
Yeah, yet.
Here's the problem. What people didn't realize is after she said all that, we come to find out that me personally, I think that what she's doing is she's bringing in a digital hospice, if you will, where Xbox is slowly being bled out.
Oh, I think it is too.
because
See,
Xbox has never really generated profit.
I mean, look.
and, you know, I
Go
will
ahead.
add to that. I'm sorry, real quick. I will add to that because when you see, and this is the thing I've noticed. I first noticed it with EA, and I noticed it with Activision, and you know, trickle down at that point, you see it everywhere. It's really the shareholders and within those shareholders, the shareholders who don't know a goddamn thing about video games.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
shareholders in business, like.
And I bring this up because me and Chris, we have this conversation on Working Title Sports Show, where especially with when you see what's going on WWE, UFC, all of TKO, everything that TKO owns, you can tell that the people that run this just want to run a business and want a machine. They don't necessarily want nothing organic. They don't want nothing to mess up the flow of money. They want their money presented this way every single time. And if somebody has to die, somebody has to get let go, somebody has to, or some desperate push to get people to go into stores have to be done, damn it, it has to be done because we want to see a return on our investment, which is crazy because video games have been making more money than it ever has ever, and the games are shittier, the ecosystem is shittier, and the way y'all do politics behind the scenes, the fact that you can even say out your mouth that she is working with, that she might be working with
Federal
the Trump
Reserve. She's working with the Federal Reserve.
crazy as it is, that you see what I'm saying. So yeah, all of that, all of this errors, like I always say every time we talk about history of anything, you can see the barnacles and the pimple marks start coming up everywhere. In some cases, it is a pimple mark, but it's like, hey, let it go, man. You know how many people play that game? You can let stuff like that go. But sometimes it's an open sore, and they're going, look at all this profit we're not making. Like it makes no sense.
I've always been of the mind that for Xbox to not be backed by Daddy Microsoft, you would have crashed and burned a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
it's like looking at the WNBA being underneath the NBA. It's the same thing. Like, nigga, if they left tomorrow,
because the thing about it is, it's like when you think about the whole thing of the industry pushing towards digital only, there were a lot of people because so basically the GTA 6 announcement was really the opening salvo to the conversation around physical media, because and this would piss me off. Me and you, Sue, talked about this. You would logically think, if you're selling me a digital version of a game, right? The idea of digital is that, hey, you're saving money, you're not printing out discs and all that stuff, right? So logically you think, all right, the digital version of the game is going to be less, right? GTA 6, $80. No disc.
Let me correct you on that one, sir. Don't even mention the $80 version, because the $80 version is the gimped version of that game.
Okay, $100.
Off rip, it's $100. But this is two things that really cause a split with the fan base. Number one, you announced that the game isn't even going to be on disc. Like it's all digital. After you just said that there was going to be like a physical version of the game, but then you backwalked it and said, oh, it's digital only. And if the physical version were to exist, it would just be game case, digital code on the inside. So with all of that, with all that being said, you make these two decisions. The other thing that you decide to do is when you told people, hey, with that $80 version, you're gonna buy it thinking that I can just enjoy the story mode and everything will be good to go. Oh no.
GTA Online costs more.
Not even never mind the GTA Online. The single player aspect alone has stuff completely paywalled.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's not completely. Basically, there's certain stores that are paywall.
Again, it's behind the paywall.
Oh, I know. I'm like, but still, it's the principle of it, right? Like, you're right. It's like you paywalled it, right? And it's like making folks sit back. Like, if you would assume if you're sitting up there touting, oh man, going digital, saving money, you would think they would pass it on to consumers. Historically,
Mm-mm.
an unfortunate truth is companies never do that. They never pass on those savings to consumers whenever they talk about doing things to save money. They never do.
Also, when you mention that, going digital only, you think that you're going to save money, yada yada yada. I just wanted to add, oh, you sweet summer child. You think gaming is like how it was during the PS3 and 360 era, where getting the digital version,
It's like
you're
$10,
you're saving you would be getting like a saving of $10. No, that's not how it is. As a matter of fact, not only is it going to be just as expensive, it's going to be even more expensive if Sony were to get its way. Now, remember how I said that Microsoft, does this thing of doing like the most ridiculous like crap ever?
Yeah.
Don't worry, Sony. I have an easy mode Billy Club for you too.
Mm-hmm.
You remember back in the PS3 era? Remember when the console was like $600 for the 60 gig version, and it came with all this unnecessary tech, which caused Sony to sell this thing at a loss, like off rip.
First year and a half they sold that thing for a loss.
You had 4 USB ports, you had card slots for freaking cameras and whatnot. And I get it, you wanted to turn it into a media center, and that was all great.
Ready.
We weren't ready. It was
ready.
Hold on, let me finish. You also had install other OS. You also had folding at home. You had all of this extra tech thrown in, not to mention the Emotion engine from the PS2, so that you can have your backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
When Sony realized that what they were doing was causing such a loss, because it was literally costing them at least $1,000 to produce one console.
That first year and a half, they sold that thing at a loss.
They sold it at a loss, but guess what? They sold every single console at a loss, because you were still selling this console with an architecture that developers found incredibly difficult to develop games for.
For like 3 developers total that actually knew how to actually work it worth a damn.
And dude, with you having all of these partner companies, like between Capcom, Sega, Konami, like all these other companies, who's to say that any of them, you even have a team that's capable of understanding this architecture?
Yeah.
Which is why it went straight to Microsoft, and why they technically won the console war of that era. Anyway, fast forward to where we are today. You're talking about a company, if you will, that is notorious for taking stuff away. Now, let's go back to the PS4 era real quick. Just a quick backtrack. Y'all remember when PT came out?
Yeah.
And everybody had it. We were enjoying it for a minute, trying to figure it out. And what happens after the bad falling out between Kojima and Konami? Konami going in the most pettiest of petty game. Not only do they remove it from the store, but they removed it so deep. They did such a deep clean that if you had deleted it, you can't even download it again.
Yeah, they literally they did the most pettiest shit, which that's the other thing too.
And then remember all those consoles? Remember everybody was selling those PS4s that had PT on it for like thousands of dollars? But guess what? If you happen to have that PS4, don't connect it to the internet.
They will put it on there. Do not connect to internet.
Because one firmware update, it's gone.
Like, my thing was this, and this is why I like the whole thing with going. Here's the downside to it. So I brought up the fact that, and this is not caping for GameStop. This is more so caping for the secondhand market. Game companies way back in the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era were threatened by the secondhand market.
Yes.
They didn't like it. That's the reason why they put out those online passes, because they were like, hey, how dare the secondhand market make millions of dollars and we can't get it? And it's like, motherfucker, y'all already made your fucking bulk of their money up front.
I was going to say, number one, you got your sales from all of the stores, mom and pop shops.
And you bragged about your fucking sales for your games too.
That placed ridiculous amounts of orders, copious amounts of orders for said game. So now let the stores make their money selling your game.
And they
I mean,
wanted
So you don't just want some money. You want all the money.
and that was the thing. They did the online passes, right?
You gotta think about it, and I hate saying it like this. Every business in this capitalist country want the same thing. That's nice that we sell our stuff here, but I want our own Nike store. I want our own store, and with any good idea, with anything that is brilliant from being from an organic place, eventually the gray shriveled up Mr. Montgomery Burns type hand wraps around it and say, how can I make all the money out of this?
Now here's
And eventually, and because here's the thing, the resale market, even before, thank you, Mr. Mr. X.
Mr. X.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The retail market has always been threatened. Always been threatened by somebody higher. Blockbuster don't talk about it, but they used to get their shit pushed in every now and then.
No.
Why are you selling that so early?
It's a domino effect because people forget Blockbuster kneecapped the fuck out of mom and pop places.
Yes, they did.
Now here's the
anytime you do any of these systems that are benefiting somebody, eventually, how can we get money?
I worked at a fucking video store, and you know the amount of folks that was like, I can go to Walmart. Then fucking go to Walmart,
Then
bro.
go
Like,
there.
what are you telling me for? Like, my bad. You can go to Walmart and get a $5 bin movie, or you can actually get the movie and it's like what, maybe $6 more. My bad. Like,
if that sometimes, you know?
if that. Like, come on, bro. What do you? So it's the thing of be careful what you wish for. You want to go all digital. I want people to understand something. Okay, if I go to Sony store right now, PSN, and I want to get God of War Ragnarok, that bitch is still $70. But if I go to Target and Walmart, it's $25.
Hey, come here.
No risk, no reward.
That is your future. That is your future for digital only going forward.
You want to know something fun, y'all? You want to know something fun? D was excited as hell. And I will admit this, to say this. I was excited as hell to really be a part of the whole digital game thing. And I had to at the time because thank you, PlayStation. You made your shit cheap the first time with the PS3, but I'm not doing it.
First taste is free.
And the second time, I'm just gonna be honest with you, my son fucked up my PlayStation. You know what I mean? So I kind of had no choice but to buy digital. And I love how convenient it was, and I actually got the games for cheaper at the time and all that. Something told me, hey D, what if they pulled the plug out? What do you mean? What if you bought it digitally? What if they go, oh shit, we ain't got it no more, man. It's not in the store. Got to get the upgrade of it. When is that going to happen? I was thinking to myself, yeah.
This goes back to what I was
When
saying.
is that going to happen? And hold on, Eric. Hold on real quick and hold on. Remember, I told you this. I got my example of it real early because on the PS3, I had a fun ass game that EA remade of NBA Jam. Very good. Very fun to play with at the time, playing with LeBron, playing with KD, killing everybody with Barack Obama. It was fun. And everybody was like, oh man, I can't wait to play this on PlayStation 4. It's not on PlayStation 4. I can't download on the PlayStation 4. No, just the PlayStation 3. Oh, EA said they're not going to sell it no more. Guess you can't play it. What do you mean I can't play the game no more?
But it goes.
And Eris, like I said, you always tell that to me. I'm like, Eris, you've been preaching at a victim for the last 8 years. I still buy my shit digital, and it's about to stop because I hate this crap, you know.
But this is
it
the
is
reason.
So ghetto, man.
But this is the reason why, going back to PT, when Konami pulled that nonsense, I felt like a canary in the coal mine because I said to the both of y'all, what if it's not just Konami? What if somebody else did this?
Yeah, that's the
And
thing.
it was weeks later, Eris. EA go, oh shit, y'all like NBA Jam? I'm sorry.
I will take it a step further.
Hang
Here's
on, Konami did it again. Y'all remember X-Men, the arcade game? You remember Simpsons, the arcade game?
I still have it. I still have it on my PlayStation 3 upstairs.
See-
I'm pretty
see,
sure
but
it's
In the
gone.
words of,
Maybe.
in the
But-
ro-
but
and
no.
Chris, in the words of Joe Exotic, I'm never going to recover from this.
See, but here's the difference, though, Chris. Here's the difference. If you still have, like, if you bought it,
Yeah, I
cool.
bought it.
You could, it was delisted from anybody that was attempting to buy it.
Oh, okay.
Well, what I'm talking about in the case of what if companies, like, what if any company was to pull what Konami did with PT, where it was completely
Oh, yeah.
erased. Like,
Exactly.
and I'm
That
talking about
was
you
the
can't even,
threat.
where I'm talking about where you can't even go into your purchase history to get it. Which, by the way, because this is connected to PlayStation, hey, y'all ever heard of a little, it's this really, really tiny company called Studio Canal.
But that's the other thing too. That
I'm going somewhere with this. But I'm
Studio
saying,
Canal.
like,
just
y'all-
let y'all
like-
know,
like,
Studio Canal is the European douchebag boyfriend. That is the best way of describing them.
it's the best way of describing it. But put it like this: if you are just
Where's the money?
If you're one of, like,
Where's all the money?
if you happen to be any of these particular customers, if you will, I'm going to be very nice and say, if you're one of these customers who buys literally everything, not just games, you buy movies, you buy TV shows, you buy all kinds of stuff just digitally, thinking everything is going to be all good, all gravy, upon purchase, right? Like the moment that card has been swiped, that PayPal has been activated, you think that everything's going to be all good. Studio Canal did not get its license renewed with Sony, and so because of that,
All the
Sony pretty much
movies.
told everybody, hey, if you happen to buy any movie that came from Studio Canal, Terminator, Rambo, like a bunch of movies from
Spinal Tap. Yes.
Spinal
Spinal Tap had a famous little beef with Studio Canal. That's the reason why I brought it up.
and and everything in between. If you bought anything that came from there, you can never get that stuff back again.
and that's the other thing too, because it's like I brought it up to somebody like, how is it that Sony owns all their stuff and yet I can't play Resistance 1 and 2 on PSN? Resistance 3 is on PSN.
Because for the longest time, Chris, we the consumers of PlayStation, we have been asking for backwards compatibility since the PS4. And because Sony refuses to this very day to give us that,
This flipping part.
because they refuse to give it to us, they instead decide, hey, everybody, we're introducing PlayStation Archive, the streaming service.
But you don't have none of your fucking games on the damn archive.
But you can stream our archives.
But they don't have the full archive.
Chris,
But you
look
can
at me.
stream from our archives. Chris.
Look at me. Super Monkey Ball 1, 2, and 3. Do
But
you
you
really
don't
need to play?
have
Shut up.
all
Do
three
you really
kill
need
zones.
to play? Do you really need to play anything else? We have all the Monkey Balls. We have Armored Car 3 and 4. But look, the point is,
I'm gonna switch over to Nintendo real quick because Nintendo, I know this is not you guys and it's more so Game Freak. How the fuck do you not have all your fucking Pokemon games? I don't give a fuck about you remaking it.
No. They refuse. They refuse to give people access.
Do you hate
to that
money?
stuff.
Do you hate money? Do you know how many people will pay money to actually play those older games?
They
Like,
know
the
it.
money on the fucking
They know
table
it.
right there.
They know it, Chris. Nintendo has shown me this. Nintendo is truly the Japanese grandfather that is disappointed in all of his children because this nigga does not move unless Zelda come here. You have been good. Looks at the rest of them. No, Metroid. Go outside. like, yo.
Like I'm
Like
just sitting there
Nintendo,
like,
I hate how evil Nintendo is, and even all three of us, we're going to be soft on them, and I hate that.
because
Hey, Chris.
Nintendo does the dumbest shit where it's like, do y'all hate money? Like it's right there for the taking here.
Let me tell you why, Chris, and I'm gonna go back to my other point that I wanted to mention.
Ugh.
Because Nintendo has this wonderful, absolutely wonderful place. Matter of fact, everybody, no, I'm not shilling, but I'm just saying you should experience it. Go to Super Nintendo World. You know how much money Nintendo makes off of their theme park?
I know. I understand. I'm just saying, like
They do not care.
my logic
Because
is
you
this.
want because you are nostalgic, okay? Because you are in your 40s
But-
and you want to play Pokemon.
Hold on, though.
Red and
Hold on.
blue.
Time out there, though, Nintendo. But you'll sit there and bitch at me for fucking emulating your game.
Because it's our intellectual property and we
Yeah,
take
I
that
give a
serious.
ours
You don't.
by
If
the
you
law.
don't, no. Here's my thing.
We're
If
not
you don't-
cretins. We don't
if you
sell God of War for
hey,
20
hey, look,
bucks.
hey, look. If you don't care that you don't want to put Pokemon on there, you know what? I'll just sit there and emulate it and just say fuck you. And you can't
Sir,
sit there and
first
bitch about
off, you're stealing. Second of all, and listen to me
All right, what was that
very
name
well.
again?
And
Chris.
listen to me very well when I
The
say
fuck?
this.
This is like, all right, let's go ahead and fold. We're going to fold up this C and D. We're going to
Chris, I got a question. I got a good question. Do you hate Mario? Do you hate Mario?
Depends
You
on
take
which
the-
Mario.
No.
Do
Do you hate?
Do you enjoy taking the gold coins out of Mario's pocket?
Is
Yes,
that
I
what
do.
you really like?
Yes,
Is
I
that
do.
what you really like? So you
Yes, I
want to
do.
be? So you want to be King Bowser? You want to be Bowser? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
yeah,
telling me?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You want to be a negative force where you can take that back to your ashy PlayStation.
Oh, by the way,
this is
by the way,
Nintendo, sir.
by the way,
Right-
hold on.
Right over
This
here
is
was
this is Famicom, sir.
Right
This
over
is
here.
Famicom, sir.
right over here was was a golden Tanuki suit that Mario was going to buy.
Oh,
But I guess he won't be able to buy that because you're
by the way,
emulating.
no. By the way, when I sit there and say Nintendo on some bullshit, Nintendo put their dick down on all second hands. It's like, you will not lower the price of our fucking Nintendo games. Go into
That's
a
always
GameStop
been the
right
case.
now. Go into a GameStop right now and see if you can buy Breath of the Wild for cheaper than $60.
Hey,
No,
how,
hell
hey,
no.
somebody go into a store right now and buy Star Fox Adventures for under $80. I dare
Good
you.
luck.
So gentlemen, here's the thing with that. The only way to really get around buying Nintendo Switch games for cheap
Secondhand market.
is not even second. No, it's not even
Use secondhand market.
Not even used. You got to go to Japan. Okay, you have to either go to Japan or have a Japanese address, go on to Amazon Japan and get these games through the exchange rate for cheap. For the case in point, I bought Donkey Kong Country Returns HD on Nintendo Switch for $20.
Damn.
And this was week 1 when it came out. I got it for $20 because the exchange rate was beautiful.
Man.
See, this is the shit. See, I hate the fact. Here's the thing. I feel like it's always been in gaming, where it's like they fucking us over. I know where we can get it for cheaper. That just feels like that should be a thing that has been in this industry for straight 35 years.
Like,
and they do it to themselves. Like I said,
And-
all these businesses do it to themselves. I feel that Nintendo really, truly believes, because they're Disney of this thing. They
'Cause
don't have to change. You have to
and
change.
the thing of it
In
is,
fact,
like,
I was-
somebody made the remark that, like, the reason why you don't see any of the older Pokemon games on there is because Nintendo would rather just remake them, which, okay, I get it, but goddamn, speed the fuck up on these goddamn remakes if you're gonna do
What
it.
do they got to do? What do they got to rush for? Here we are, like almost a year into the Switch 2, and not a single flagship Mario game has come out.
They
Fuck.
still mad. They still mad at a bunch of us
Oh, yeah.
millennials. They
Right.
still mad
I
at a
had, to
bunch
think
of
about
us
that for,
millennials.
I had to think about that for a second. You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Don't
Look.
count that. Don't count that glorified Mario 8 DLC called
Thank
Mario
you.
Kart World.
Sir,
Well,
sir,
check
that
this
is
out.
GTA
Check this out.
Mario
We have
Kart.
to
edition.
remember Nintendo really don't like millennials because we told them
No.
to their face.
Test drive Mario Kart.
We told them to their face, oh, I'm playing Mario Kart 64 on my phone. And they was like, you ungrateful bastard.
You dirty bitch.
How dare you play a game that is almost older than
Actually,
you?
nah, it's Charles from X-Men 97. You raggedy bitch.
You raggedy ass.
No, sir, gentlemen. It's Colonel Vogan. You dirty whore.
You dirty whore. Speaking of which, watching Metal Gear Delta redo that scene is so weird.
It
It
really
was
is.
like, you didn't get Neil Ross to come back in that booth to redo that line. That's why I didn't like
Nah,
it.
didn't they reuse the actual like
Yes,
line
they did.
from
They
3? But
just used the old files.
Yeah.
No. They used all the old files completely uncompressed
Yeah,
for
uncompressed.
but they did for newer platforms. They did have they brought in some of the voice actors like Lori Allen to recite. I mean, like to redo certain lines depending on the platform that you're playing the game on.
Yeah,
that was about it. But hold on, Chris. To go back to that other point that you mentioned, because you kept saying that you don't have access to the to the whole library. You know what? You're right. Here's a streamable version of Tekken 1 and 2.
Like, nah, because you know what got me? Like, I can let go.
Look, Sony, I'm sick of your shit. You're not. We got Dark Resurrection. Give me.
Here's my thing. Like, I could be an asshole and say, "Oh man, they don't have 50 Cent Blood in the Sand." I can give a fuck. I got the physical copy. I don't care. I got it.
Hey, Chris, look, I'm still waiting for Stranglehold.
Right? Hey, John Woo, where you at?
You ain't never getting that game back.
Do you know who I think is the most ungrateful pieces of shit that love PlayStation? There's a whole bunch of kids who are just now hitting their mid-20s going, man, I ain't never played this game before. This is so awesome. They need to make another game like this. And I look at it, nigga, this is Infamous First Son. Are you serious?
Because that's the kicker. Because, like I said, I was talking
Infamous. No one bought Sleeping Dogs.
Because my thing was, I felt some way that I can't play any of the 3 Killzones. Can't play it at all. It's not even available. Killzone Shadowfall is because PS4, but like the first 3, that's your flagship. That was one of your flagship games.
Come on, you like the game that nobody bought on PlayStation 4 over all the rest of them? Come on, Chris.
You know, like, and again, I know this is it's like, okay, Sony, if you're not gonna do that, remake the games then. Fuck, like, what are we doing?
Hey, CJ, I will never, I repeat, never forgive Sony for the bait and switch that they hit us with for
Killzone
for Killzone 2 at E3 for the PS3. They showed,
and they didn't have to do it. They really didn't.
You did not have to give us that. You gave us the cinematic masterpiece and said, "This is the game," right? Actual game comes out, it looked nothing like that.
And
that game came and tore its ACL.
and don't get it twisted. Like 2 is
it's fun. No, yeah,
2
Chris.
is good. 2 is great. It's just that bait and switch didn't do it any favors.
Three could have been better.
3 showed up.
Look, I think
Killzone 3 showed up and had appendicitis.
No, Killzone 3 is actually really. It was a good. I would say this. Killzone 3 to me.
Appendicitis. I'm sorry.
No. Killzone 3 to me actually did a good job of ending itself, kind of like Gears 3 did.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, and the wild part is that Shadowfall. Funny thing is, Shadowfall is what Gears 4 and 5 is. Because Shadowfall, holy shit. What was that? What was that?
Shadow,
what was that?
I like how PlayStation always pushes that game. And God, what's the other game that I'm like, yo, Sony, nobody buying this shit. What game is that?
No, it was basically
got a bunch of those games.
Yeah, Killzone, great thing. Like I said, goddamn, the 3 games with the aliens. Just said the fucking damn thing.
What? Resistance?
We are Resistance. Underrated series. 3 is actually great too. 3 is good. They just never continued the story, right? But when that last game that Astrobot came out, that actually got people pissed off at Sony. Like, Sony, you have all these good franchises. What the fuck are you doing? You're sitting on
Chris.
I
got one. Chris, I got one for you. Look, Chris, please come to the front, sir. I understand how you feel about Resistance. I need you to step over here to this side of the video game world and play a little series called Metro.
Thank you.
I have to be really real.
Metro's good. I will admit. I got one of the games on my Steam thing in the backlog. So
that new Metro that's coming looks hot. I want that.
I'm just saying
that has bought all 4 of its games. All 3 of my sons have played it. I have a special place in my heart for it. I have to say to y'all face, Sony, Little Big Planet had to go.
What was the reason?
What was the reason? I just explained.
Little Big Planet was
no offense to Sackboy. Sackboy Adventures is very good.
Yeah.
But that being said, F you for getting rid of 3 good ass games.
Dude,
Just
I'll
new
tell you
may.
another
games.
franchise. I will tell
Hey,
you
D,
another.
if I may, gentlemen, Sackboy died for our sins so that Astro Boy can
Thank you.
live.
Astro
No.
Bot-
I do it for all three of us.
Because
When we
isn't
saw-
Sackboy in the Astro Boy games?
Yeah, Astrobot. He's
Probably.
one of
In the
them.
Astro Boy
Yeah,
games?
yeah,
I
Astrobot.
probably because I don't know Astrobots and Sackboy Adventures. I know that much.
Yeah.
But that being said, when we knew it was official that Sackboy was no longer the poster boy, all of us.
What the hell was that?
I will tell you another friend. I will tell you
Like,
another.
that's cute. Hey, where's Sackboy go?
I will tell you another underrated one that again people didn't talk about, but I played both of those games. Knack.
Oh yeah, the
Knack was
the
one, Knack was
Knack-
one of the.
Okay,
the temporary poster boy for the PS4.
Yeah.
Nat, I will be honest with you, and I mean this as a person that thought the game was really good. It didn't have a chance.
That's the thing. It's
It's just one of those games that
Because-
didn't have a chance.
because you know what it
I'm
is.
just throwing
It's
it out there.
it's representative of a conversation that came up with the midst of all the fuckery in the video game industry, and that's the fact that gaming companies just ditched the mid-budget games in ways that like really fucked up the ecosystem of video games, because games like Little Big Planet and Knack fed into that. Hey, it don't have to be a fucking AAA game. You can just make you could just make these action adventure games that are mid-budget and people are going to go out and buy it. People bought the fuck out of Little Big Planet in that franchise because it was fun. You could make your own level, and it made people like post, oh, I made my level, check this out, and people were playing it. It was a good ecosystem. And when you ditch that, because, and I think it's to the video that you pointed out that you posted where this guy was like, the problem with Sony is that they got away from their Japanese roots to go for the American stuff, and it's not, and it's no balance.
It's worse than that, Chris. It's not that they got away from it. It's when Sony left their headquarters in Japan and moved to California
and fired the people.
And not only was the move to California probably one of the worst things that could have happened to PlayStation, because you used to be about balance. You used to be about giving us games for this side of the this side of the gaming sphere and this side of the gaming sphere. Now, the moment you came over to California, it's all over here on this side. Like they're
AAA American games.
It's
the problem
AAA American games that push narratives that are focus tested for certain types of people.
Well,
and
I'll say this. I will say this.
You and I go back and forth about this, Chris. I know we never see eye to eye on it.
My problem was with that was, okay, I had no problem with the Uncharted games. I think they all 5 of those games were fucking really good, right? But here's the problem. No. I'm gonna say all 4. I'm gonna say all 5 of them. I think
first 3 after Homegirl got fired.
But I think all 5 of them were fine. Here's the problem that kicked in. Much like what D said earlier about Fortnite, Last of Us fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Last of Us fucked it all up. Because Uncharted was fine. It's just when you got to Last of Us,
that's when they started getting awards and they started getting their head pumped up.
That's where it did.
Here's the thing. And this is the reason why they still
Last of Us should have just been that one game.
It should have. It should
have. And here's my thing, and this is just deep because I seen The Last of Us and I seen Detroit Being Human. They're on the same level of drama and all the rest of that, and you push the living hell out of this because it got zombies and shit. You got Hollywood actors in this going.
And here's
that on PlayStation Plus. They can play.
Detroit Becomes Humans. Honestly, in retrospect, better game narratively. Honestly.
Look.
Detroit that hurts me to hear because I can't stand anything that comes from David Cage.
Nigga, look,
hey, man.
Harris, halfway through Detroit, I was thinking to myself, hey D, you went through this game. You went through this game 3 times. Like, yep. I'm proud of you. Because you didn't want to stay in that game where Elliot showed his titties. You didn't want to play that game.
Like Last of Us was the worst thing that happened because That's when the changing of the guard happened at Sony. They got rid of a lot of good folks.
Okay, real quick. D
Ooh,
played
Mag, that was a
Mag
nice-
was good. Mag was underrated.
I played it all the time, and I can tell you this much right now. Outside of communication and shooting everybody as a team, it sucked. It was a bare bones fucking first person shooter. It was fun because everybody had to do teamwork, but outside of that,
it was
some booty.
Hey, Reckless. Hey, Fox. I got something for you. See, you never played Mag. I'm gonna give you a better Mag game. It's called Metal Gear Online.
I would to this day.
Metal Gear Online was underrated as shit.
And we say that. Look, and D said
underrated.
I said it in our and when we did Metal Gear, when we talked about Metal Gear. That's one game I wish I played.
I tell you another one. Underrated as shit. Granted, it was on an underpowered console, but it had a huge online fan base. SOCOM.
Yeah,
I played the fuck out of
SOCOM had a very dedicated fan base.
Oh, that was one of those. That was one of those under. Again, that's another property that Sony could easily do, but they don't.
I will be honest with you. When it came to SOCOM, I feel that PlayStation never had full faith in it. I just think they never had full.
It's kind of like Siphon Filter. They had something with it, and they just never cared.
Siphon Filter.
No. Metal Gear took the kneecaps out of that one. Yeah.
Well, no, Metal Gear and what's that other one from
Splinter Cell? Splinter Cell swept the leg on that.
Yeah, they really.
And I got to be real with you, and this is coming from a Metal Gear fan. Splinter Cell might be better than Metal Gear.
Hey, but you know what?
I didn't say it was.
No.
But guess what though? Now you no longer need to make that argument because Snake is in Splinter Cell.
No, but here's the thing.
Wonderful.
Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5
became good people.
Metal Gear Solid 4 and 5 did what the Splinter Cell franchise was already doing up to that point. So in a way, the competition between the two made Metal Gear Solid better for it with how Kojima implemented a lot of the gameplay stuff.
And you can tell him, we talked about it, you can tell him 4, he really wanted to play around with that shit.
Yeah. But like going back to something like when with Last of Us, my problem with them is that they went too full-throated with Last of Us because number one, okay, you came out with your first game, fine. You did the DLC, fine. You did 2, very questionable, and the rollout for it was shit. So I don't even go into that. You can look at the episode that I did on it. But then you remade 1. Why? You remade 2. Why?
And you're remaking 2.
Why?
Here's
For fucking what?
Because Neil Druckmann, as I said before, once you fired homegirl who did the Uncharted games, Neil Druckmann has nothing to work with anymore.
And the thing of it is,
do you really expect Neil Druckmann to put out an Uncharted game by himself?
Naughty Dog set itself up to be PlayStation's Bethesda, and we all didn't see that one coming. And it set itself up to just lean into these games. And here's the thing where it actually started. It really did start with the Uncharted games because I will give PlayStation this. One of their biggest draws with the Uncharted game was the fact that they said it's like a movie. And it really was. People really did like it for that. It was a different type of gameplay at the time and all the rest of that. And for whatever reason...
And it helped the Tomb Raider franchise get their shit together too.
Oh, yes, it did.
And for whatever reason, when they got to Last of Us, and I understand it because there was more of a draw in the story. There was more, you were doing different stuff and all the rest of that. I get it. And it was at the height of the zombie era that we all went through when everything was zombies. You know what I mean? I totally understand it. And they just tripled down on a series that hasn't grown in 6. Here's the thing. CDPR just had announced to everybody, okay, we might be giving y'all one more DLC with Cyberpunk. We're going to give you one more from Witcher 3 before Witcher 4 come out. But we're letting you know now, we're trying to remake the first one. The first one that came out, Eris, on Xbox.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to remake what was on Xbox. Can you imagine the size nutsack on CDPR? They said, we're making Witcher 3 again, but this time for the PS5. It is so stupid. And you know what they did? Actually, what they did in real life was they gave everybody an update for free for the PS5, which was very cool. But still, that's how dumb it sounds to me. You remade a PlayStation 4 game. You could just did an updated graphics to that. You didn't have to do this.
And to me, what kneecapped Naughty Dog was the rollout for 2, for Last of Us 2 and all that. And that to me, it's what made, I guess, the alleged new game to come out. People don't care anymore because it's like, bro,
Not
Neil
at all.
Druckmann went up his own ass so much that it's like, bro, I don't fucking care about this new game.
If
The
I see
thing-
that little
the-
girl
the-
get shot in the face one
thing-
more
And it
time,
has nothing to
then
do
the
with
problem-
And it has nothing to do with old girl that's the lead character. It's just, bro, like you up your own ass.
The-
Like
the
nobody
problem,
fucking cares
no,
about.
it's not even that, Chris. The problem is, and it's the same problem that everyone before Neil Druckmann has gone through, and nobody ever learns this lesson. You don't fight the internet. Neil Druckmann
he went out there with
antagonized
boxing
the internet.
gloves. He went out there, he went out there.
He went
like
out there
a
with
Muay
boxing
Thai-
gloves that wasn't even tied.
Errors. He went out there like a Muay Thai fighter. He wasn't even punching them. He was doing those little weak little kicks they do in the beginning of the fight. That's what he was doing
No,
with
but
the
here's the
internet.
thing. You can fight the internet, but you have to do it in a savvy way to
No,
where
no,
the,
no,
no,
you have to have a point.
That's what I'm saying. You can the
You have
savvy
to
way,
have a
that's what I'm saying. The
point.
savvy way to do it is have a point, but you can't sit there and argue with a bunch of folks that, number one, half of them don't have no fucking critical thinking skills. Let's just be real. So you're fighting that.
The
Right.
other half are the other bunch of them are you're fighting a dream. They're fighting a dream for you to do something that
Yeah.
you're not going to do, but they convince themselves in their head, hey, you're going to do this because we're
And
the
the thing
fans.
of it is, you can't sit there and be swarmy about the shit. Because once you go swarmy, you just prove them right. You just did, and that was my thing with Last of Us. And that was my thing with Last of Us Part 2. Is like, Neil, you made a bad game. You made a bad narrative game. It just is what the fuck it is.
Hey Chris, that's the thing. You just said it yourself. You can't go swarmy with it. That's the option they always go for.
No, but here's the thing. No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk taught me one big thing. If you are a developer or creator and you see the sticks and stones and knives getting thrown at you, you got to stand on your toes and say, hey, we fucked up, or hey, I'm sorry you felt that way, but this is the game we made. You have to stay on that. You have to stay on
what
that.
you say,
Either
sorry,
we messed up and we're going to dedicate ourselves to make it better, or hey, the game is out. We're not going to update nothing. We're sorry if you felt some type of way. There's a mirror right here. You can yell at that. We're not doing it.
To me, that's how they should have did with Last of Us 2. Because if Neil just said, "Hey, look, guys, I know you didn't like it, but this is the game we want to play." All right, cool, bro. That is what it is. It is what the fuck it is. The problem with Neil was that he doubled down and was like, "If you don't like it," it's like, dog, you
Well, first
If you
off,
don't like
yeah,
it,
first
if you
off,
don't like
I really
it, you're a
feel bad.
chud.
First off, just say you hate the LGBTQ
and
community.
it's like, dude, here's
This
the
had
thing.
nothing to do with that.
Just don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. Some of the motherfuckers were getting stupid with the
Let
complaints.
me
It's
make it
like,
very
bro,
clear, Chris. Everybody, we know this. Let's be mature. We're all in our 40s here.
yeah.
If you are a woman and you said, "Oh, damn, I could look at you," hey guys, check this out. Watch this 3-pointer I did, and it's a nice ass 3-pointer. Flop. The whole comment section. Get back in the kitchen.
Yeah, you
We-
might
we
get those
became
folks,
rumble.
but it's like,
Michael
fuck.
Jordan played on an injured leg, and you cannot do that because you're a woman.
And that's
It's like,
and that's
you're
the thing.
going to get the dumbest people saying the dumbest thing.
Neil to me is a guy that honestly, I'm gonna be real. I ain't trying to put his manhood on blast. He's
Go
a very
ahead.
he's a very
This is
sensitive.
pressing buttons. That's what we do, Chris.
I feel he's a very sensitive guy that doesn't know how to tell people to fuck
Louis
off.
C.K. said it the best way. He's yeah, come on.
that's
Come on,
right.
guys.
Like, he doesn't know-
I'm not
here's
calling
the
him
thing
a
with this.
slur. I'm
Like
saying,
somebody like
A
fucking
bundle,
somebody like
of sticks, a pack of cigarettes,
Good
a pack of
example.
a pack of British cigarettes.
good example of this, right? Good example of this. Harada. For all the I'm not even gonna talk about Tekken 8. Previous before Tekken 8, right? All the complaints Harada would be getting about Tekken over the years. You know, the one thing Harada said, "Don't ask me for shit." And we were all like,
Yeah, and it was and it became a meme. It became a meme.
And-
We all
Hey,
and we
and you
love
know
it.
what? And you think of this to Harada's credit, he never argues with the internet. He says his piece and fucks off.
Yeah, but guess
That's it.
what? But guess what, Chris? That whole that whole thing from Harada, it spawned off another meme which is called Email Harada.
But still, the point is though, my point stands though. Harada ain't arguing. He says his piece and fucks off. That's it.
But hold on, Chris. We can also make that other argument about what Harada was going through at Namco.
No, I ain't talking. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going into that. What I'm saying is, I'm just talking in terms of how he handles the internet. It's just, hey,
because
here's how I feel. I'm out. That's it.
Yeah, he'll say his piece, which 9 times out of 10, there's always a moment that tweet gets deleted, but he'll say his piece and move on, like you said.
Yeah.
Now, there are things, and I will give Harada this. At least Harada, well, between him and Michael Murray, will look through the tweets and he'll respond, in probably the best way that any developer or director or head of like any particular gaming division should respond. Like, you're going to respond in the most matter-of-fact way. You're going to read everything that this person said and you're going to respond accordingly.
Yeah.
And that's what he does. One thing I will give Harada this, back when he was with Namco, he never responded to anything through emotion.
That's the thing. And with Neil,
he never led with emotion.
And with Neil,
you're talking to somebody who has met him and had conversations with him on 4 separate occasions.
And the thing with Neil was that it's like, instead of just being like, all right, Neil, you got to understand the internet's going to be the internet with Last of Us Part 2. Just let it go. Like, people going to say it, let the chips fall where they fall, and just keep it moving. But he just kept going. And I'm like, Neil, shut the fuck up. Like, yo, like, I get it. That's your baby. But like, sometimes you just got to let the internet be the internet. It sucks. Don't get it twisted, because for every 5 people that were being fucking dicks about the game, you had people like me that was like, look, I enjoyed the gameplay, but your story wasn't that great. But we weren't like dogpiling it. It was just like, hey, here's what I didn't like about your story. And we just left it alone. We didn't make 8-10 videos talking about Ellie is a fucking dude. And it's like, come on, dog.
No, it wasn't Ellie.
Not Ellie, Abby. We weren't.
It's just amazing how they parked the car there. That's all I'm saying.
And that was the thing.
There were so many spaces in the parking lot.
But let's think about but really think about it. And I'm looking at it from the eyes. I'm looking at it from the eyes of the ones that complained. You kill a well-beloved character.
Deserve to die, by the way.
I was gonna say, listen, your opinions about Joel is whatever. It's
deserve to die. I'm just saying, you can't say he didn't.
Whatever your feelings about him is whatever. The fact is that this character is popular. Everybody loves Joel, whether you like him for being who he is, for wanting to protect Ellie, or you hate him for just straight up lying. The fact is, you kill this character off, and then we got to spend the next 10 hours playing as the person who killed him.
And that was the problem. It's because the thing of it is, you can't. Again, I did a review on it, you can watch it, but I said it best. Your narrative and the way you structured it was jank, because you can't just give me one half of the game I'm playing as Ellie going to revenge and then cut to Abby like that in a way that I'm like, why the fuck should I give a shit about these people that Abby are with, because Ellie's going to kill them any fucking ways. Like, there was a better way to do it that I would have been like, all right, cool, I get what you're doing. But you just did it in a jank ass fucking way. And then
the ending that you gave us was the most rusty hand job ever.
Boy, it's out the mud. We got Rashad McCown.
Because it was one of those like, all right.
I mean, rusty.
Hey,
gloves.
You want to go with the idea of, okay, she doesn't want to follow down a path of revenge. There's a better way to get to that point without it being kneecapping yourself to the end. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was a better way to do that shit.
The one thing I noticed when it comes to video game writing, if there is enough of the right people saying that it's the most incredible game ever, then that's what everybody's just going to fucking think. You know what I mean? And the wave of, and here's the thing, and it's the one thing I hate the last, and I really hate bringing this into it. But one of the things I really hate about the last decade and a half of politics that go into video games is that
that's my favorite subject.
No, for real. The one thing I always hated is the fact that, and I hate this for feminism as a whole. Women are right, and I hate that because it blocked a lot of criticism of bad writing it kind of pigeonholed a lot of studios to
Oh, yes, it
making
did.
these making the carbon copy millennial girl.
Mhm.
It really held them back narratively. And I'm not, and note what D's doing. I'm only attacking the character. How you design the character, I'm not in this. I'm only looking at it narratively. I'm looking at the structure of the building. And most of these girls in these games suck as characters.
And that's the problem because they're
And
not.
yet, and hold on, Chris, if a full-blooded straight man says this game sucks, so you hate women?
I'm like, listen, I didn't even
Probably?
mention.
Like,
Hold on,
what do you want him to say?
wait a minute. I'm not even gonna mention the fact that this character is clearly a self-insert. That's what you're mad
We're
at.
not even going to, that's what I'm saying. We're
I'm not even
into
going
the
there.
But it's all, but
we're
the
not,
na-
we're not even going to the little avenues of you wrote that because something happened.
but the nature of it
You
is
put that in there because you were pressured by your fans.
But that was one of the things that I hated about a lot of those games past Last of Us 2 that came out, because the way people went about talking about it, it's like, okay, I can get behind you guys' critique, but like the way you're kind of going at it is like you're fucking it up for anything going in there. Right? Like that's the thing that kind of fucked it up for me, because it's like, bro,
reckless. Nobody played Wet.
I played it.
I played it.
No,
I played it. Wet is a one-time deal.
Wet, there's a reason why
Wet-
don't go back in.
Wet was a fun game.
Wet was,
was fun.
Wet, there's a reason why that game was in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Nigga,
right?
thank you. It is one of those games.
It was a
What-
twofer with Red Ninja.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris, I'll give you another one. That one and Chainsaw Lollipop.
Whoa,
Lollipop
whoa, whoa,
Chainsaw.
whoa,
No,
Chainsaw
both of them
Lollipop
are in
is
the
a little
same
bit-
bin to me.
Chainsaw Lollipop is a little bit prestige. A little.
I will give look. I can give you the history of that. I will not deny it. I will not hop in front of that bus and say no. But what I will say, the game.
That is
what I
Studio
will
Grasshopper.
say-
You will put some respect on.
Hey, no,
Studio
and look,
Grasshopper.
Chris, fine. But I will say this at the end of the day, mid.
But no, but
So
my
I-
argument
whatever.
was.
But
like,
that being said, you're right. You're right. You see how those girls
Not
are
to mention-
much more freer as characters.
And
But
not to
that's the
mention
thing, 'cause it's-
and not to
'cause
mention the One Bara games.
but let's be real too.
And then we're not even going into the fact that you had a game like Witcher who had 3 starring women in it, all of them written well. We're not going into Cyberpunk
that
where
goes-
all women are written
That goes-
well.
that
It's
goes
so
into
big.
how Neil wrote those
gotta
women in
make
Last
this
of
for
Us
the
Part 2,
modern
because it's like
For the modern audience.
The model, yeah. That's like Jay-Z saying, I'm making that's like Jay-Z saying, yeah, so this artistic album I'm about to make, it's gonna be commercial. Shut the fuck
like
up.
I don't like and that goes into how Neil
Don't even
because
try.
it comes off too
Don't
much
try to
like,
make it sound bigger than what it is. You're making it for the masses and not the niche.
it
So
comes
don't
and
do that.
And that's the thing. It's when you get to part 2 and how he wrote it. I'm sitting back looking at Neil like, okay, Neil, I see what you're trying to do, going with the emotions, but it doesn't feel like you had a room full of people that told you, hey, Neil, no.
David Cage has the same problem. Yes.
That's why I
You're,
can't stand
you're
his games
absolutely
either.
right. They both had the same problem. Hold on. And if you look at the way Starfield is, guess what? Bethesda has the very same problem too.
And
this is two-
because to me, it's less
Fallout
about
76 and Starfield have the same problem
and to me,
narratively.
and that's the issue for me, because it's like, Neil, number one, you need people in there in your writing room to say, hey, Neil, that's not the way it goes. But when you have these writers, past just Neil, there's other writers that fuck it up too, where it's just they're going solo with the shit. Yeah, that's a fucking problem.
All right.
It's a big
We're
time.
not even going to look. I'm not even
all right,
going
I
into
don't-
Saints. I'm not even going into Saints Row and Concord, how they both were written like everybody. Let's join in the school project. Nothing's wrong.
It's an
Nothing's
overcorrection.
wrong. Just say stuff.
those two, those two games and the that Watch Dogs sequel, all millennial writing victims. Now, I don't want to.
I will give
I don't-
Watch Dogs to this. I will give Watch Dogs to this.
Watch
The
Dogs
one-
two is
Shitty.
great.
Hold
What
on.
are you talking
No.
about?
No. I'm
Chris,
talking-
I got it. I will say this about Watch Dogs 2. Shitty writing, Great game.
Whoa.
Great
Which
game.
Watch Dogs are you talking about? Because Watch Dogs 2 was actually really good. You talking
Watch
about
Dogs 2.
third,
Watch
3, or
Dogs 2
4?
didn't have what?
No, because everybody liked Watch Dogs 2. You mean 3, where it was
Chris,
like
I didn't say that.
No,
people
no.
didn't
I'm talking
like it.
no, Aaron's
I just
just
said
no,
the
no.
story ain't that great.
Wait a minute.
Which
Wait a
Watch
minute.
Dogs
No,
are you
I'm talking
talking
about. I'm talking about the Watch Dogs. I'm talking about the. No, not Legion. No, I'm talking about the, I'm talking about the Watch Dogs game that had team millennial Gen Z.
That was the new Saints Row, not Watch Dogs. What are you talking about?
Sorry. Watch Dogs 2 had that other problem that Watch Dogs 1 had. You put in
Generic.
Ubisoft.
No.
It's called Ubisoft.
No. The fake. I'm talking about the fake graphics.
Yeah.
The fake graphics that was cinematic, the real ultra HD graphics. But then when the actual game came out, it was slop.
I got to be real with you.
No, Legion was the last one.
Harris, I got to
So
be
it
real
was
with you.
Legion. Okay.
I got to be real
Legion
with
was
you.
the one that did kind of like screw us over on the looks. It's like
What you just said right there, Harris, though, right there with the graphics. A lot of other companies get away with the same thing.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, D. It's called console parity. Anyway, I want to go back to the other big elephant in the room. We touched on it briefly, and then we drowned in the Neil Cuckman stories. Anyway, companies, development teams that are either splintering off, shut down completely, or being sold off to others, or being left as independent. One that is on the chopping block is Compulsion Games. Now, Compulsion Games, they are the company responsible for developing and spending the better part of a decade, and I believe $100 million making South of Midnight.
No, they're indie now.
Oh, they became indie.
Yeah, they became indie.
Okay.
They became indie. They announced like, oh, we're indie now, and I'm like,
okay, no, but they were on the chop. They were on the chopping block because Microsoft was ready to throw them off.
I think the cachet that they got from all the awards from South of Midnight put them in a position.
Peabody Awards, sir.
Yeah, no. Either way, that's still a big fucking deal. Like you win a Peabody.
But then again, hold on, Chris. We hear other studios that do the same thing that they did, and whatever publisher they was with.
No, I mean, I think that benefit.
They got lucky. They got lucky.
But my point is this: you have this ridiculous budget, and you self-congratulate and circle jerk yourself with the 1 million sold. Like, where was the return on the investment? If you only sold 1 million and not that many people played this game, and the game sat in development hell for a decade, what are we doing? Is there any? Yeah.
I mean, they congratulated themselves because it was actually a good game. It's just the problem was, and again, it goes back to Microsoft. Microsoft expected the game to be on a AAA level of sales, and it's like, bro, that's not the fucking game.
Well, technically, Chris, on a real technicality here, it would have been on the AAA status if it went with its original design. The main character was actually supposed to be a redheaded white woman.
Eris, I don't want to hear it. I know you hate the game. Don't do it.
See, there you go assuming. Because
you're sitting up there dogging the game. You're
I'm not
dogging the game. You're dogging the game.
I'm
dogging the game.
I'm reporting, okay?
Both of you.
It's got a gun!
I don't, dude.
I am reporting.
Like, no, reporting.
I had to quiet both of you.
Like,
because Chris does this all the time.
Because it's just like because you're literally you're starting shit. You're starting shit. I love your Eris, but you're starting shit.
Sir, this is my shit.
You're starting shit. I say this with love.
Sir,
we're cool.
Sir, this is
starting shit. I start shit too. So I can't sit there and say that I'm immune to that. I start shit.
Chris, I need you to do me a favor, okay? You see me doing this? I am pressing buttons. That is the name of my show, pressing buttons.
Starting shit. You're habitually line crossing, and I say this to someone that habitually line crossing.
What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do?
All I'm saying is,
what are they gonna do?
All I'm saying is,
what are they gonna do, Chris?
Even if
what
they
are they gonna do?
Even if they said no,
answer my
even if
question.
we
When is
sat there, if
Compulsion Studio is going to come and attack me? Is Black Girl Gamers going to send me like a cease and desist?
Made that girl a white woman, that fucking game still would have sold like shit.
No, it wouldn't. Don't
No, it
start
wouldn't.
that.
I need see now.
If
Now
they
you
would have,
starting
Chris,
stuff.
they would have put a white girl on there. Somebody would have. Oh, damn! Life is Strange got another one. No one is going to.
That would have made it worse because you know them niggas don't fucking play Life was Strange. Ugh, lesbian.
No. Hey, I got to be real with you. Look at D. Look at D on this one. Look at D on this one. My son is right. They are objectively mid-ass games. Oh my God.
Donovan sat there and said, "Dad, I hate you." I'm like, "What I do?" He was like, "Dad, I played the first chapter of that. I'm not playing it no more."
It's just to me. It's
Now,
just
like
to
I
me when
said,
you have a studio switch over the way they did. I thought it was for the best, personally.
And that's fine, Chris. That is fine. Again,
Hey, Godchild, piss off, nigga. You ain't gonna get entertainment out of my niggas fighting.
I'm dead serious. See, Chris loves to yuck my yum, and it's the same way. No, hold on. And the door swings.
Both of y'all. Both of y'all. Chris, I don't know why you're protecting this.
No,
I don't know why you're protecting these sweaty, big white women.
No,
I don't know why you're over here. I don't know why you're over here projecting these sweaty fat nerds.
If this guy over here wasn't putting fucking chub videos in the chat, I'll let it go. I would let it go. I'll be like, no, you won't. Cool, fine. I get it. This dude. Because as soon as he puts those videos in there where these white guys like, I mean, I like women, but this fucking chick look. It's like, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing here, dude?
Like, that is my entertainment. Okay, I listen. I get entertained by what
because I'm all for. Look, I'm all for what the what if for South of Midnight was. I get it. I get that they had original vision. I get it. Right.
And now you see,
but my thing is this: it's fine.
D, I am glad you are a witness to this because I just simply said that if it went this way, their original plan.
I don't think it would have sold AAA numbers personally.
Okay, and that's your opinion. I am
just
simply stating the original plan was the character that we got was not the original character. The original character was actually supposed to be redheaded white woman. Dude, you got immediately triggered the moment I said
for the last. I'm sorry, Eris. For the last 3 minutes, this is me. D.
Like, because
this was happening.
You know the sick part. You know the sick part that nobody talks about.
Gonna fight.
You know the sick part that nobody talks about, and this is the funniest one. So we talked about Compulsion Studios. Glad they went indie. What the fuck was the name of that studio that was doing the Blade game?
That was not Nordic D. God, who was that?
No, it wasn't Nordic.
Sure wasn't Nordic?
No.
That wasn't Nordic. I don't know who did it. That's why I was like, God, who did that?
Blade 20.
I know that game. That's
okay.
Like,
there's a story.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, here it is. Marvel's Blade, Arcane.
Okay.
Arcane Studio.
Okay. Here's a story that's gonna have you guys laughing, right? So you would think Arcane Studios, they're about to do a Blade game. They just got a bad break because they just didn't want to do it. Here's what happened. These motherfuckers went extremely over budget with the fucking game.
Yeah, they did.
And I'm sitting back like, first off, how do you go extremely over budget on the game when we only got a fucking trailer that was like what 30 seconds Eris?
No, no. I gotta be very specific. We got a cinematic non-game
45-second trailer. And I'm like, how did you go over budget on a Blade game that we didn't even see no gameplay for? I'm confused on this.
Never understand.
Hey, Chris, hang on a second. Hang on. And of all things in that trailer, why of all things we get a trailer of us watching Blade get a shape up?
Bro, that's what got me. How do you go over budget? You went over budget. You went over budget, and we didn't even see not a near gameplay. If we saw some gameplay, I could maybe get it. You went over budget. I'm sitting back like, you know what, Arcane? You deserve to get shut down. You went overboard on the game that didn't even prove itself with a gameplay video. You know what? You deserve to go. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Jedi Survivor originally was the star black woman before they switched it.
Yeah. That's Star Wars though for you. So you gotta put it
I hate to be this nigga. That might have been the right move.
Upside though. Hold on, though. by virtue of him doing that, if we're going to go universal balance, we got the GOAT Deborah Wilson in both of those games. Hey,
I bite my finger because Aaron's already know what I'm about to say. I love her. That's all. That's good. I love her.
hey, look.
Hey, Deborah Wilson, I got a question. This is D. Shaw. Why are you just enjoying making these white people cry when you say something slightly inspirational? I'm here, you here, and we're here for a reason. Oh my goodness, Deborah, I never did.
Right.
That's for your pastime.
Hey, she was in
This
that
last
last.
year.
Hey, she was dope as shit in that last Wolfenstein game.
What game was I listening? Look, I'll be honest with you, Deborah. As a dude that watched the cutscenes, because it's the only thing good about that terrible game. Deborah in Suicide Squad as Amanda Waller. I need more of that bitch in my life.
That
I need
gotta be
Deborah
real.
Wilson. Deborah needs to take over for CCH with that voice.
Hey, Deborah, how much?
I like
how much
her
did
as Amanda.
How much was that check at WB when they passed it over to you to do that game?
Hey, Deborah, I got a
I'm not
question.
gonna say nothing.
Hey, Deborah, I got a
Oh.
question. Why they always take a picture of your bicep and then make that your face in every game? Anyway,
Thank you, B. See, you beat me to it. You totally beat me to it. I was gonna be nice. I was really gonna be nice.
Can I be real?
And thank
You
you.
wanna know why?
Thank you, Streets Ahead. No, thank you, Streets Ahead, because listen,
real?
hold on. Where in these $200 to $300 million budget does the money go into taking the character and taking the actor and not properly scanning them?
It's called racism, sir. It's called racism.
Oh, hold on. Now it's racism, Chris?
Take a look at any black person they put in video games. And
So
tell me
wait.
like
So hold on. Hold on.
wait a minute, what I missed?
No, wait, hang
Hold
on a second. Hang on, Chris. So from your defense, you're saying it's racism that the characters look the way that they look with these
mocap.
bad
I ain't
skins.
talking about the character. I'm talking about
No. I'm talking about these scans. My question was, you are spending $200 to $300 million on a budget, and you cannot properly scan these actors to look the way that they're supposed to be portrayed. So by that logic, the uglification of women in these games is a thing.
No, the uglification
Hey,
of women
Chris,
ain't a fucking thing because it's
Aaron,
fucking exaggerated.
Eris, I don't disagree. Look,
No.
Eris, I do not agree. Hold on, Chris, I got it. Eris, I don't agree with you, but
No, I'm sorry. Here's my problem with this. We'll get it out here. That whole
Eris, I'll give you this.
the whole uglification of women to me is way over exaggerated. It's like
No,
no.
Hey, Chris,
It's
so
just
Chris,
No.
so Chris,
no.
so Chris,
Let me finish.
why did they
D, let him
decide?
cook. D, let him cook.
It's
Let him cook.
it's just as exaggerated as white guys that think that they lost a job because of black people. That's
I
where it's
understand
at
that.
with
I understand that, Chris.
That's
but
how
why?
it comes off to me.
I understand that, Chris. But
Mhm.
why does Deborah Wilson's cheekbones in that game look like my calf muscles?
Because-
That's all I want to know.
Because EA fucking sucks at doing fucking scans.
First off, I'm talking about when she was when Rocksteady did that to her. That's what I was talking about.
That's EA,
Second
right?
off,
That's EA, right? EA Rocksteady.
Rocksteady, no, that's WB,
No.
nigga.
Because
That's
Was
Gaming.
WB. Was WB. I think
was
Rocksteady,
WB.
ain't Rocksteady left or something like that.
Yeah, they left. I think they left.
No,
Rocksteady
the main
was
people.
smart,
No, the Spider-Man games. That was Insomniac.
That's Insomniac.
Yeah, it's on.
Insomniac. I give y'all 3 more years before the bullshit really starts bubbling with y'all.
Oh no. See,
It's
Insomniac.
too late, D. It's called Spider-Man 2.
No.
It's too late.
Spider-Man 2 is fine. The mistake that they made was, why did you sit there and take the original Peter Parker and make him look like a fucking bootleg?
No,
That was during the first
Chris,
game. That was during the first
No.
game. when they did
But the fact that they carried it over into the second game, I
Yeah,
don't
of course.
understand that. I don't
Alright.
get that.
it.
All right,
It was
Chris, let
one
me put it this
update
way.
later that we got that weird we got that weird Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland mixture.
Thank you. That's what it was weird. I
It
don't
made no
get it.
sense.
both of y'all, the point that Eris made and the point that you made, Chris.
Fair.
Because my thing is,
Spider-Man 2 is a good game that has so many issues.
nah,
This is- to me, it's a good game that is like this. Okay, well, you give it a couple seconds.
No,
You
there
can
are
still win now.
improvements. There's improvements inside of a mess of a game, like narratively.
And sometimes you can have a mess of a game and you're still like
fuck you, I love it. It happens. And that's actually one thing I always liked about video games. It could be something that doesn't look graphically great, but you've been playing it like crazy.
No,
it could be
look,
something that has a weak storyline.
You're
But you
right,
like
that is
it.
gaming
You know
in a
what I mean?
nutshell. I mean,
Chris, let me ask you a question. How burnt out did it get when you started fighting multicolored Venom, like symbiotes that were taking over people?
I didn't get burnt out that much, to be honest. That's the thing. It's like, to me, it's all in what, to me, I always feel like when people sit there and talk about, because if there was really any critique of Spider-Man 2 I can give it, is that I agree with folks that, because that was lazy.
Fair.
Manga cut to me was lazy. But you gotta remember that was during the time everybody was doing that shit and everybody was calling out how lazy that shit was. So it wasn't just Spider-Man 2, it was a lot of other games doing that shit.
All right, Eric, hey Chris, and because Eris brings that up, my sons know about that, right? So when they saw my female character in Cyberpunk, they was like, "Hey, Dad, why you giving a Killmonger?" Me. Let me tell you something.
It's not even. It's not even
Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man 2's issue was more so like
it was like, God, y'all didn't even try.
No, Spider-Man
2 didn't try.
Spider-Man 2
issue. Polish people making Cyberpunk. That mean they never seen a nigga until they look when they met the dude that made Cyberpunk. They were like, "Oh, he is black."
Spider-Man 2's issue.
Y'all don't.
I hated the fact that.
You mean to tell me this took place in the middle of Brooklyn? You couldn't get, because Brooklyn's the best place in the world, you couldn't go to one of them barbershops and go, "Hey man, can we get like pictures of a good lineup?" No, y'all couldn't do that. Okay.
No, Spider-Man 2's issue was
you couldn't just have leave him with his Caesar cut from his Miles Morales game. You couldn't just
but the Spider-Man
bring it over.
Spider-Man 2's issue was the fact that between Tony Todd's death and then all the leaks coming out, they were just like, fuck it, because it just came out now that the people that made that game said that they're taking all those ideas for the DLC and they're putting it into Spider-Man 3, which I'm like, cool, but God, could have put it as Spider-Man 2 DLC, because one of the reasons why people, because the thing is, you did that Adidas team up.
They were 6 years too late with that costume.
Because that Miles costume, the problem was, bro, that shouldn't have been his final costume, because I get it. You had to tie it into fucking Adidas and your team up with them. That was the worst play right there. Why?
And them shoes was woof.
Thank you.
They were ugly.
I get it. You couldn't secure the Nike license, but fuck, man. Nobody wants Adidas Spider-Man shoes. I'm sorry.
Man,
hold up. Nike already had the deal.
No. They okay, so they never had the deal. Movie. Yeah, no, I'm saying for the game though, they were trying to sit there and secure like a deal to get that, and they didn't. Yeah, it still ain't touching Miles being Thor in the comics. That why? Why? But not like
somebody
go crew on that one.
No, but my thing always
going
back to like, you know, Microsoft shutting down the studio. You went over budget on a Blade game, and you thought you weren't going to get shut down on that shit. This is a company that's trying to cut costs, and you went over budget on an unproven Blade game.
And I don't understand why. And I get it, because that's what they brought it to, that these games got to be up in the millions of dollar range. Yeah. When they keep getting owned by games that were only made for $22,000. And I just don't get why y'all.
Why would you think that you were going to make like I think Double Fine and Compulsion Games had a couple of games that were mid. I think actually no, you brought it up to Hi-Fi. Was it Hi-Fi?
Let me
that was one of the first ones that like. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Let me tell you, I actually picked that game up on Steam. I'm sitting back here playing Hi-Fi Rush right now, and I'm like, oh my god, Microsoft killed the studio that made this.
You know what kneecapped it though too? Game Pass. Like the people that made Hi-Fi Rush, they were one of many studios that said, "Hey man, we don't get a cut of those sales for Game Pass for this shit, and it's hurting our sales for our games."
And you put it on Game Pass.
Day one on Game Pass. Day one
on Game Pass. And you want to know what's really, what really sucks about that? It's almost like like you stealth dropped it too. You know,
They
this is
did.
this is kind of like what happens with with certain movies that get cold openings
Yep.
because the studio
will
has
kill you.
they have no faith in the product. They just say, here it is, just release it. No, to zero fanfare, and then act surprised when the movie doesn't do good.
That was Hi-Fi Rush. It was like, yeah, Microsoft did the most bullshit ass passive aggressive shit with Hi-Fi Rush. They did the whole, we're proud of Double Fine and Hi-Fi Rush. Yeah, they made a great game, but you're still pissed off.
There's
Millions of.
a reason why Devolver hasn't gotten on its knees and started sucking off these companies because they know they about to get because Devolver, who always makes good games, they're like, nah, we'll put the game out and have it optimized for your system. You're not touching our shit.
But you know,
I will give it up to them when it
but you
comes.
know what was funny amidst the argument, and I know Sue, maybe you saw it with the whole digital and physical copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way these niggas that were dicking these gaming companies saying, but y'all don't complain about Steam. Hey, time out, buddy. Steam is open source. I don't have to worry about my game fucking disappearing on Steam because guess what? I can find it and I'm straight. And it's cheap too.
Steam has yet to completely delete and erase with no refund a game that you own. They have yet to do what Microsoft and Sony have been doing for decades.
But I have games on my Steam account that I've had since
they can, for example, they can delist games on Steam.
Yeah,
fine. I didn't buy it. I wasn't able to buy it, so it's delisted. It's gone. That's fine. If the day ever comes that a game that I purchased with money and it just gets deleted from my hard drive, I go into my transaction history to look for it. I see it's there, and when I go to download it and it says I can't download it, class action lawsuit.
That's what I want to know, and that's what I was going to ask you, Harris. Is it believable that can happen within the next 10 years?
So
that's a good question.
I would say,
the only reason why I say that is despite
despite
what Steam is going through with their Steam Deck, Steam hasn't really pissed no one off yet.
But hold on first.
Right?
So D, let me answer that. The problem that's going on with the Steam Deck and the Steam machine, both pretty much are dead at this point.
Yeah.
You can blame all of that. God, and I'm not trying to sound like Maximilian here. You can blame it on the decisions that were made by this current administration and what is going on with the inflation, recessions that's happening in the world. The fact that everything on Earth costs 10 times more than what it cost a year ago. AI data centers, just everything under the sun is what has led to the Steam machine being $1,000. A freaking Steam Deck being $700 to $900. And the sad part is that they're not, this isn't like you're running a like an Asus ROG Strix Scar level handheld. This is barely entry to mid-level gaming platform.
And I mean,
that killed me because I got Steam. Yeah, man, how you like it, man? It's a Steam Deck or somebody like this.
My Switch is more powerful. Shut the fuck about your Switch.
The problem and the other problem with the Steam Deck is certain games that you want to try to run on it, you got to make sure. Like if you buy a Steam Deck, you can go through your whole library, and if it says that verified and verified 100% playable on Steam Deck, you're good to go. It'll play. It'll try to maintain 60 FPS, but you can play it for the most part.
Breaking news here. So Ben Starr, he's one of the actors for Final Fantasy 16 and Claire. He kind of went ether on Microsoft. Basically said Microsoft lied when it came to their game acquisitions because they presented itself as, oh, this is a good financial security for your company, being bought by Microsoft. And he's like, yeah, it may not have sounded like a lie at the time. I'm paraphrasing, but it was a fucking lie.
Of
Like,
course it was.
You told us it was security, and now you're basically saying fuck off. We don't need you anymore.
But remember what I had said.
That's been in the video game industry for years.
But remember what I said at the beginning of the show, gentlemen. You being Microsoft, you're running around buying up every studio that you can get your grubby little hands on, and you tell these development studios that we know that you're known for making this type of game, but instead of making this type of game, we want you to turn around and make this type of game, and it doesn't, and then get mad at them for making said game because it didn't make the money that they were expecting.
Well, I mean, it goes way back. Think about it like this. When you think back to, I always use Capcom as an example. Hey, Capcom, Lost Planet is a niche fucking franchise. It will never be a AAA franchise. That's just what the fuck it is.
No,
When they decided to go American with that third game and it was trash, that told you something right there.
Mhm.
No, that's not it. That's not it. You know what your game is. You know what the ceiling for your franchise is. Just be fine with it.
They got rid of when they got rid of Okami years ago.
Oh,
I will
yeah,
never
when they
forget
shuttered Clover Studios.
Man,
I will never forget that, because when I played Okami and I remember getting to the last level and I was like, this was a really good game.
no, Okami HD is actually pretty
And
dope.
I remember getting on my phone, going on Young at the time, Wikipedia, man, closed.
Yep.
They closed it last year. This game is awesome. Why would they do that? That blew my mind at the time. And to find out it was something that I had to deal with as a kid, because as a kid I played Ultima. I didn't know that Origin Studio was getting it in the front and the back by EA. And EA ripped that game up. Not only ripped up Ultima apart, but ripped up the whole studio. By the time they got on, by the time the PCs changed up in the late in '99 and all the rest of that, the Ultima series was no more. It was a whole different under the beast, and no one wanted it no more.
But you know the interesting thing about Clover Studios, at least there was a happy ending for them.
Oh yeah.
The happy ending for Clover Studios is I would say like about 90% of that team after the studio was closed, they went on and founded Platinum Games.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I think it's one of the better. And I forgot. I always keep forgetting about that turnaround in that story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Platinum Games have been solid. I don't think they've been the best, but they've been solid.
Last 20 minutes before we go, I gotta bring this up. So me and the guys talked at length on this and stuff. Fighting game community. There's something happening right now. Me and D, if you've been listening to Working Title Sports Show, we have talked about how Saudi money has permeated itself in the sports world. Live Golf kind of went under because Saudis was like, yeah, it's not making money, so yeah, we're out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and Sue have always talked at length about, man, SNK, they got that Saudi money. We got Fatal Fury, is great, yada, yada, yada. And then Saudi got their hands on Evo, which net resulted in Evo having Evo in all the countries around the world, Evo South America, Evo Middle East, and Evo Brazil, and all these other places, right?
All of these announcements happening all at once.
I have to put out there that SNK and the Saudis spent all that money advertising the game, and nobody really bought it like that. He just want to put
so
But hang on.
I just gotta put that was a whole lot of advertising.
No, D, I hear you, but guess what? For some reason, City of the Wolves won Fighting Game of the Year.
Hey, Eris.
Ain't that
slow,
something?
slow year.
Two things.
Whatever.
Two things.
Call it what you want.
I would give Chris that slow year. And I'm also say this, Eris.
You want Tenkaichi to win? I didn't fucking want that shit to win.
No. Tenkaichi.
Shut the fuck up. Chris.
First of all, I told y'all that Tenkaichi was gonna die within 2 months.
But no, Eris, it's like this.
Shout out to being the canary in the Kimono.
You telling me that is like but one game of the year. So what? The numbers told me that nobody played this shit.
Yeah, people still play it.
Like at the end of the day, no, I wanted to make my point. And that wasn't me knocking the game itself. It's just that when you spend the amount of advertising that they did, the Super Bowl, every big boxing match, every big MMA match,
and you put
the NBA and all that, and you didn't sell.
Yeah,
And
you
what's his face from,
you also put Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo.
And then for the commercial, then you also put in, you put in the famous DJ, and you also put in for the commercials, freaking Kai Cenat and I Show Speed.
I forgot about that.
That tells you right there, and it's like
that's what I'm saying. You dumped all this money into average. I just want to throw that out there.
No, you're right.
That's going to be, and I say that, Eris, because this is coming from somebody that's seen the Saudis move in sports the last 10 years. That's going to come up later. Trust me, when they start taking bricks out of the building, the first thing everybody's going to be saying, they spent over $1 billion in what for what game? That's going to be the first thing that comes up. That's all I'm saying.
So according to the Steam charts, the on-time peak for City of the Wolves was 4,592.
Which here's the thing,
and as of 24 minutes ago, 377 people are playing it.
Now here's the thing. This has nothing. This is one of those.
I am no longer a Capcom stan, a Street Fighter stan like that. But the little boy in me go.
No, but here's the thing. I need people to understand something though. Here's the thing. SNK historically, and this is just the honest to God truth, because of how, Spark, at least City of Wolves has a fucking base.
It's what I told y'all. Is what I told you.
Has a player base.
So historically, SNK fighting games, even when they're good, the unfortunate truth is that it's not Tekken and Street Fighter. That it sucks, but that's just what it is. Even when you have good, even when the games are good, KOF 13, great game. Hey, look,
divided the fan base for sure.
But here's the thing. Here's the upside though. Here's the upside though. South America and Mexico fucking puts all the SNK games on their backs. That's
Chris, that's SNK in general. Okay,
I know, but I'm just saying that's their whole thing. So like
the Fatal Fury games, like the Fatal Fury games and the King of Fighters games will forever be held up through the powers of Mexico, South America, and Spain.
Yeah. So my thing is going back to Saudi. All the Evo stuff came out, right? So when you combine that with, like Sue brought up before about the current economic conditions and just everything that's happening, Evo this year, niggas be broke. Let's just keep it real. Broke. We ain't talking about broke where I can make it to Evo and maybe get by. We're talking broke. Like
ain't nobody got money right now.
Going.
And I hate how this country, nobody got money right now.
And on the international side, when you announce the fact that you have an Evo, Rio, and all this other stuff, what's the enticing point of me getting a plane ticket from my home country to go to the United States to play the Evo?
I will never understand the desire to do multiple.
Hey, we got Chipotle every Evo weekend, though.
Thank you. Right, like
if you want to do the multiple venue
burrito.
If you're going to do the multiple venue,
Olay money, bro.
I don't understand that shit. And we also that's Carnival money, nigga.
Hey, look. That's another thing. Same weekend as World Cup.
That's a big thing. That's a huge fucking.
So you already lost money
as a dude.
World Cup.
Hey, bro, as a dude that works in the automotive industry, I deliver parts. I'm delivering parts lately. Do you know the amount of Spanish niggas that will not, unless it's their friend's car, they ain't moving if that game is on. Tells you how serious. And you want to do this in Latin America where they shut down a whole town? Are you high?
When you look at Evo this year, a lot of vendors that I knew were talking about how foot traffic wasn't hitting like that there. When the most damning thing was when they did that announcement about Tekken for like future announcements. Hey, check out Evo. Was it Evo? What country was it?
Evo France.
Yeah, Evo France. Check it out for there. That told folks, yeah, man, like this kind of sucked the wind out of Evo being special now.
Vegas? They premiered it there, not Vegas?
Yeah, the future announcements for Roger, I believe, is going to be at Evo France.
Dude, all they gave us, the only thing they gave us, besides the Bob trailer, we got that quick little sneak peek clip of them doing the meme of having Leroy run up to Roger and punch him.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, it's like you have that. I think Virtual Fighter got more of a fucking announcement.
Oh,
better
because Virtual Fighter, for one thing, this is a game I think is going to have a huge turnout.
Do y'all think it's put this way? Let me ask y'all this: Virtual Fighter, because Virtual Fighter, again, much like the SNK games, nobody gives a fuck about Virtual Fighter. I'm sorry, and I love Virtual Fighter, but like,
let me answer first. To answer that question, if you look at where Virtual Fighter has been for the better part of like the last 25 odd years,
yeah,
it has been the same type of game where you know almost nothing about the characters. Like you can barely identify with these characters.
Gameplay is hot,
and that's another thing.
And it's been
that last part, Eris, you can't identify with none of these.
You can't identify with these characters because Sega never really puts in the effort to like give us any kind of
Akira is their only face of the franchise,
and I don't know nothing of this Ryu wannabe.
And
I hate that. I know that nigga fights differently and all that, but I still call him a wannabe.
And hold on, let me finish. And the thing with this game is that it was also known as like one of the most technical fighting games on the planet.
Yeah.
What they've been planning to do now is they're trying to build this new one, Virtual Fighter Crossroads. They're going to rebuild Virtual Fighter from the ground up. I would say that this is going to be kind of how what Street Fighter 4 was to the masses. Like you literally built this game. You know, think about it.
I'm trying to understand the correlation. That's why.
Think about it. Eris makes it. No, I know what point you're making. I'm just disagreeing with it. I know what point you're making, though.
No, but just think about it. Because for the longest time, we've been going off at just Third Strike. We're only that only appealed to like a certain subset of Street Fighter fans. Yeah. Street Fighter 4 comes out, plays like a mix between Super Turbo and Third Strike. Everybody's happy. Everybody likes it for the most part. I mean, but more people like it. But in the case of go ahead.
No, I was saying pause real quick on Street Fighter. But like Street Fighter, even before 4, was still popular though, or is that just more so Super Turbo?
No. Bringing in popularity. Eris is not bringing in popularity.
Are you just talking about popularity? I'm trying to understand. Are you talking about it in terms of mainstream?
He's talking about it in the technical form of its gameplay. Okay, he's not talking about he's just talking about the gameplay.
Yeah, I was just trying to understand it. Now I get it.
I'm talking about how they simplified Street Fighter with 4 compared to 3.
Okay, I see.
And in the case of Virtual Fighter, they said themselves that we're not trying to make a game that's going to be like, the flashy game that everybody's going to watch at Evo. In other words, they are not going the Tekken 8 route. What they are trying to do is they're trying to build a world around these characters that you have known about but know nothing about. You know what I mean?
I will give them their space, but I already know what's going to happen because I've seen all their games before.
Get on the scale, son. Get off the scale.
That's my only thing, because it's like I get that they're going to
and I say this as a person that saw what's his name? I don't know the wrestler's name. This is the shit. This is exactly what you're talking about.
Wolf.
I saw Wolf do all his moves. I'm like, this looks fresh. This looks really, really good. But something is telling me, hey D, something, and I hope I'm wrong. And the reason why is probably because they had to do the unholy thing by having sex with their nearest cousin, DOA, and it kind of muddied the waters of Virtual Fighters.
No, it didn't. It really didn't.
Because for me, it did.
No, it didn't. And I'm going to tell you why it didn't, D. DOA was already muddied waters to begin with, especially now.
Again, you're doing what Chris did to you. Hold on. That ain't the point I'm making. The point I'm making is I hated how their stink got onto you. That's what I hate.
I disagree.
This is Chris Eris again.
No, I disagree.
Those last two DOAs we got where they peppered in, they generously peppered in a Virtual Fighter characters for whatever reason. It's like, oh, gross.
No, see, for me,
y'all here.
For me, I
like Jackie and Sarah in those games.
I disagree. I think Akira Pi, Jackie, Sarah. I think the one character that should have been in the game, Kage. Like the fact that Kagemaru wasn't in the DOA. I'm like, dude, you got a game full of ninjas and you don't bring in Sega's ninja.
This is what I'm saying, Eris. I hated how the stink of that game got onto DOA and maybe I'm at DOA. The stink of DOA got on the Virtual Fighter, and it made me see Virtual Fighter as the hey, y'all need a hit, man. Come up here. And I hate how that made me.
It did kind of come off that way.
Okay, now hang on, Jim. Can we say this in the spirit of fairness? Can we say post Itagaki DOA stink got on Virtual Fighter? Because if this was Itagaki,
Eris,
it would be a different.
I am not about to sit up here and fight a person that Eris actually fucking hates, but for some reason he has a deep respect for. I am not about to fight you over that.
No. I'm
not about to fight you over that, Eris.
Sir, I never.
All I will say, again, all I will say to the point you made before that is
fair.
And give you that first part before that. The whole thing with Inagaki, no. Personally, DOA volleyball is when they started shitting on the ground D. I'm just going to be honest. So you can fight me if you want to. DOA 4 was pretty good. DOA 4 was pretty good to me.
I'm gonna say this.
I feel like it was already taking deuces on the floor, bro.
Let me say this. DOA 4, which was the last DOA game that Inagaki worked on. Once he left and we got DOA 5, I saw potential. It's still
good for you.
No. There was genuine potential in DOA 5. Here's where the mountain. No. Hold on. That's what I was getting at, Chris. I was saying this is where the mountain of poo comes in. When DOA 5 turned into the most expensive fighting game on the planet, that's where it soured it for me.
And that's why I'm also going to 2. And that's why, like I said, I hate how that got onto Virtual Fighter, is because this is coming from somebody that loved the Dynasty Warriors series until 8. What are y'all about to do to DOA? Oh, God.
And that's why I'm looking at Virtual
Koei
Fighter.
did the most Koei thing ever. Different dresses for different days of the week for different seasons. Come on,
but it gets worse.
$50
but it gets worse, gentlemen. In DOA 6, you're now paying for hair pieces as DLC.
Oh, deal. And like I said, I hate how that rubbed against Virtual Fighter. I am low on Virtual Fighter because I have seen since a little kid that game be praised, and yet I look at the arcade machine and none of you motherfuckers are playing it.
No, but
Eris, this is just a life thing for me. Mm-hmm. In my lifetime of seeing Virtual Fighter, I get the niche fans of it. And again, Eris, I'm not attacking the gameplay, the fan base, or none of that. I'm just telling you what I see. What I see is all this love and not a single motherfucker showing up for not one person showed up for the rehearsal, nigga.
Think about
that's what I feel about
and it. Think about it like this though. I think about the fact that trailer rollout that they showed at Evo for Virtual Fighter. Yes, they're definitely taking the page from Street Fighter 6, because to Capcom's credit for Street Fighter 6, the way that they did that game with that, fighters thing, the story mode and stuff, it got people kind of like, all right, I can
the world.
And to give Street Fighter's own credit, in my opinion, since 4, they've been trying to do this art style, and I think it's finally come around for them.
In 6, they were able to kind of like get people to slowly get into the game, because like you said, you had the modern mode that got people like, all right, I got a feel for the game. And then
Chris, we're all grown men. Call it scrub mode, because you know that's what it is.
Either way,
be a man. Put it on classic.
Hey, look. Scrub mode. I like the fact that Capcom built the system in that it's not the I win button, because guess what? You have handicap. You have stuff that kneecaps you, and that's the best way to do it, because
it does.
It gets you to go back into actually play classic mode. So I'm hoping with Virtual Fighter.
If you are a dude, Chris, I'm just being real. If you are a dude
and you say, I'm gonna put it on modern controls, I'm gonna reach down at your crotch, do this, and go, it smells like that today. I'm gonna call you a pussy.
If Virtual Fighter does the same thing with 6 to get people to kind of like get on board with Virtual Fighter, cool.
Like I said, gentlemen, we're still very early in the development of this game to really make any kind of call. And all I'm saying is, from what I'm seeing right now, I believe in its potential. Now,
the arrow is definitely up. I'm not pointing it downwards. I just doubt the fans. I think it's going to be a good game.
Now, here's the thing with Sega. One thing I do know about Sega and Virtual Fighter, it does not matter if they still have that same mindset. As long as this game is a massive success in Japan,
I was about to say
Sega could care less.
It really is.
One thing I will always give Sega is that what we doing, Nihon? All right, we good. We good.
You know what it is?
Always give that to Sega.
It's you know what? To be fair, you're right, because it's the Yakuza logic. Because folks kept wondering.
Exactly.
Folks kept wondering when Yakuza 6 came out. Hey, how much did Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 sell? And I'm like, it don't matter if it's sold fucking gangbusters in Japan. They don't give a fuck about what the Americans think.
Hey, y'all, as a fan of the Yakuza series since because of this nigga, I've been a fan since 3. And I've been sitting thinking to myself, come on, man, enough people bought the zombie one in Japan for you to make it over here.
Here's the crazy part, though. Because of that, hey, we got Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and the pirate shit. It's like,
but I will give it this. For us, Chris, and I didn't cry. I teared up in happiness when they showed the preview for Ishin Like a Dragon. I was like, I was a faithful fan for this moment. Oh my God, they did it. They remade it. Yes. We did it.
But rewinding back to what I was saying with Evo, though. It's looking like Evo is, and I like how some of the other FGC players are saying it, and it's echoing me and D is saying it from the jump. This shit with them being so embedded in it, it's going to blow up when the return on investment ain't hit.
And when it doesn't hit,
I can see that happening.
And when it doesn't hit, they're just going to cut their losses. Here's the best part for me. Let's say Saudi just decides, hey, you know what? Unplug it.
That's what I'm saying. Just unplug it.
Well, hang on, Chris. I'm saying this is what I'm asking. When Saudi just decides, you know what? Unplug. We're done. And if they let it go, does that mean that Evo is going to be left to be independent? Because who's going to buy Evo at this point?
Well, wouldn't it be a situation where, because prior to that, didn't Sony have investment in Evo?
Sony did, but Sony sold it. They sold
it. All right.
Like just about everybody between Sony, a couple of other investors, and Pokimane all sold their investment.
So my thing, you know what I think is going to happen? Here's what I think is going to happen. I think Evo is definitely going to go back to being independently owned.
Which is what it should be.
Yeah. I feel it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of places that we're going to get back to the grassroots stuff. We're going to definitely, I'm going to call a lot of these fucking FGC players out. You're going to see some FGC players bitching and moaning because they're not making big money. And it's like, motherfucker, you should have had a plan B then.
Which is what I'm hoping the Cannon brothers have as a plan B for Evo, because when I'm telling you, when Saudi pulls that plug, and they're left in the,
don't let any of us three in this room win the lottery. I will fucking buy up Evo in a goddamn heartbeat and do what the fuck I want with it.
The amount of stuff that I would do with Evo, oh my God.
Do not let any one of us win the lottery. I will be like, we're buying Evo. I don't give a fuck.
We're buying Evo.
Guess what? Because I'm spiteful, I'm on some Larry David spiteful shit. Any of you FGC players that want to come to me on some shit, I'm be like, get the fuck out of my face. I own it. I don't care. What you want to do?
Hold on.
You gonna buy me out? Oh,
wait.
My bad. You broke. Sorry.
No, question. Would you, are you still going to keep the Evo awards going?
Maybe.
I ain't gonna lie. It's a community.
No, I'm gonna be for the community, but it's just
hey, Fox. day one, I'm bringing them back. I don't care.
Here's my
I'm
thing
bringing the
too.
booth babes
I
back.
think what's also interesting too that we're not thinking about it as well is that I think there are a lot of grassroots tournaments are going to be fine if they don't buy into that bullshit Evo, Saudi throwing money if you ask us for money shit, which I think is very like that's kind of predatory.
Yeah,
very
Oh, yeah,
predatory.
By the way, Fox, Chris and I, we both talked about that. Like, we're looking forward to that new Gundam game.
Oh no, the new Gundam game is going to be really good. Like it's kind of funny watching folks be like, "This isn't Gundam." I'm like, you don't know Gundam because Gundam has always diverged into different territories of what it is. G Gundam being an example.
So I would say this. I want to bring up something, and I'm pretty sure I know I mentioned it to you guys in the past, but shout outs to Eris. The fact that he and I got the same name and we're born like literally one day apart from each other.
Eris 50-50, but I sometimes I give him his props on him being right.
I'm giving him his props for something that he said. And in case anybody listening, I want y'all to hear it. I'm trying to remember everything that he said exactly. But one thing that he said about current fighting games, and really think about this for a second in the scope of DLC, the whole season nonsense and everything that's been happening in fighting games. Both him, Rip, Spaghetti Rip, they've all talked about it. And I have to say that I agree with Eris's point. Fighting game, like the developers in the for fighting games are posers. Now the way
which developers he's talking about?
He's talking about all of them. Like the whole the fact that you're pushing these games as a live service, so to speak, by doing these seasonal drops in just
because there's no arcades.
No, hold on. Yes, there are. There's
arcades in the sense of these games being put in arcades first instead of consoles afterwards.
Well, here's the thing, Chris. You can take that same logic, but look at how it worked out for Fatal Fury. They did one season. They announced all the characters, $20, and there it is.
Yeah,
cheap price. Why do I have to spend almost $50 for 4 characters for Street Fighter 6? I got to spend almost $40 for 4 characters for Tekken 8.
That's a different conversation then. Instead of saying they're posers.
No. But you didn't let me finish. In the sense of them being posers, is they're going down this road of live service. You're trying to do the Fortnite bit, and it doesn't work in the case of fighting games. Because think about this: Tekken 8 put out season 2, by far the worst season in Tekken's history, and for the better part of a year, they did nothing with the game. Everybody was asking, give us an update, fix this, fix that. The game is a busted mess. Like you keep trying to give us this pen and ink is coming out of it profusely. Like, can you fix this? Can you give us a different
how does
pen?
it go in the
And they won't, and it doesn't work. So what do? They drop the next season. They finally give us season 3. You fix some things. It's still a mess of a game, but you fixed a lot of things. There's more good than bad. The problem is that you are doing this whole seasonal drop. You're dropping seasons and giving us characters. You're selling back to us old characters who were originally main staple characters.
Where's the poser thing coming in from? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Chris, that's what I'm saying. You're using the Fortnite formula of pumping out seasons and giving us these characters.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not a poser. That's just shitty business practice. That's it.
It's not just so much like the business practice.
I'm thinking you're talking about the presentation, like how because like to me that's just shitty business practice.
No, I think where Eris is getting at is that you're rolling this out like
and you don't
want to do the live service thing, fine.
Yeah, and the problem is that you suck at it.
The way you're rolling it out, it's actually more going against you than for you.
But isn't that more, but
especially, and I'm just throwing this out there, especially when it's like these are your 4 characters. Okay, whoever they are, whatever our hype is there. And then you know what kills it? Spring, summer,
winter. Wait a minute, winter.
Isn't but I always sat there and said that the reason why they do that, and it's the unfortunate truth, because this society as a whole, everybody has a short attention span.
And
That's the shitty part about it. Now I'm not saying it's right. Now I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right on the rollout, but I get it because you're trying to keep people's interest up in it. Because if you just do a plain rollout, people will still play it, but over time they'd be like, "Why the fuck am I playing this game?"
I greatly disagree with it for one main reason. I greatly disagree with that for one main reason. I've been hyped for Bob since you told me that Bob was coming out.
Yeah,
I don't need to see your roadmap. I don't need to hear your excuses. He's coming out. He's coming out. Where Eris is getting mad at is the fundamental thing that we used to have to fight for these niggas just to unlike them.
Yeah.
The other thing that pisses us off is, and Capcom did this and fucked it up for everybody. Wait a minute. It's already on the file of the damn game.
And that's the thing. The best way to roll it out is like you said, SNK. Hey, $20, boom, season 1. That's it.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, a lot of guys, a lot of publishers are not going to take that fucking route because, and it goes back to what you said, Fortnite fucked it up for everybody.
Because it's just everybody's attention span.
Simple and plain.
It sucks.
Fortnite, like I said.
Now, is there a better way to do it? Yes, you're right.
Fortnite corrected what Call of Duty was trying to do when it came to rolling out shit. It did it better, did it more smoother, was a free game. People loved it. Anytime, like, oh man, it's balanced wrong, they would go in there and balance it. It did everything right by the book, and by doing so, it put the poll high up. It threw the poll high up. And then you had all these people come in saying, let's replicate what you did and not take none of the patience. We're not going to go through the steps you did. We're not going to look, hold on. And this is the big one. We're not going to get the customer's trust first before we do this crap. We're just going to do it because we assume that you're ready for it. Insulting bull crap. Because and this is the thing, and I hate to make it way bigger. This is the reason why I am ready for boomers and Gen Xers to fucking go, because they still talk to millennials and everybody else younger than us like we're 6 years old, like we're not grown-ups with children, jobs, and some of us diseases. Because they act like we're not going through none of that crap. They act like we ain't experienced nothing, so you can just get this game for $80 because if you can go fuck off. Because that's what I hate about it.
Because we're looking at Tekken 8,
that was the other issue. Yeah, that was the other issue of why I said why calling them posers makes sense. First of all, you already pumped this game out for $70 off rip, but then
Fortnite was free.
Fortnite was free.
Fortnite is still free,
and that's just to get the base game. You know, one fighting game that did do that actually took the Fortnite formula and it worked up to a certain extent. Was Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct's problem was that
DOA could have, but DOA don't know how to do nothing. Like
Killer Instinct's problem was that it was stuck on Xbox. Not just any Xbox, but the worst Xbox One. Okay,
that game was working with midget legs. It could only do it could. Hey, hold on. You ever see a girl? Hey, y'all, you ever see a midget that's bad? Like, damn, she got nice ass, big titties. She can't run for a motherfucker.
Here's the kicker, though. Tekken 8's issue, I've always said was, okay, you did your rollout for the season.
Girl, jump up and down. Oh, that's cute. You can go nowhere.
you did your rollout in Tekken 7, and I was fine with it, right?
Tekken 7 was all right.
No, but I'm saying in terms of the rollout and all that stuff, I was fine with it.
I think hype covered up a lot of shit with 7.
The biggest problem with 8 was that you basically redid the same fucking seasonal rollout that you did in 7 again.
Yes, you did.
Fakrum should have already. To Sue's point, and I agree with him. Fakrum was already seasoned in Tekken 7. Just make him a regular character in 8.
The only character, honestly,
another one.
The
Armor King, another one.
The only character that was DLC in 7, but became a mainstay character from default was Leroy.
Yeah, and the thing of it is,
I said Lydia. Jesus,
no, yeah, you're right, Lydia.
Yeah, Lydia.
Yeah,
and no, she was DLC.
She was DLC.
Yep. She was DLC
And the
again.
kicker
I don't know. I got season one. I got season one a part of my little Tekken thing. I only spent $40 on Tekken 8. I'm happy. PlayStation actually did something right that weekend.
And the kicker is that like you have some new characters that you could have made as season DLC characters if you wanted to.
Sure, Roger. Okay, we ain't seen him in years. I'm fine with that.
Since second tag two.
We haven't seen Roger since tag 2.
Yeah, tag 2.
Bob was just here.
No, Bob wasn't in 7. He was
Bob
in
wasn't
6,
in
I
7,
believe. 6 he was.
He was in 6, and we had both Bob and Slim Bob in tag 2.
Yeah,
I
tag
know
2.
in tag 2.
Tekken 6, he was
wasn't
the
in
actual
7.
character.
You're right. He wasn't in 7.
Yes,
Okay,
he
you
wasn't
got
in
me on
7.
that.
So it's like, all right, fine, Bob. But it's like you had better characters to do. When you just roll out Kunimitsu again, which I'm like, that should have been in your main game when it came out.
My son,
Fuck same thing.
My son, y'all nephew. Oh, Kunimitsu, son, stop it. Stop it.
I mean, like, and that's the issue. Like, at least Street Fighter 6, it's like, all right, the roll. Funny thing, you clearly kneecap the fuck out of Tekken 8 with that fucking what's her face from Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, you threw in Tifa,
who was rumored to be in that. And then SNK fucking overshadowed you with fucking Kenshiro.
And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. As much as I think Tifa's gonna do good, hey Eris. I'm knocking on wood. I have a feeling either her gameplay is going to be busted or one of these shoulds. She's a double D and not a double F. This game doesn't like women.
Oh, like the way they did Cammy was like, I can't see her tits, and I'm like, dog, shut the
No. People tripped out over Cammy and the yoga pants, but then the moment she hit that yoga pose, people were like, you know what?
Maybe the yoga pants ain't that bad. And it's
you know what I got for me? No, you know what I got?
What the hell, bro?
When Cammy does the hard kick, when she does a back kick, and look, here's me. Like, yeah, I like it when Cammy kick. Yeah, I like it when Cammy kicks too. Why you like? Here's my son. I like it when Cammy kicks too. Why? Because there's so much motion that you see.
And I'm a proponent of
this girl put on pants and got sexier. I
am one of the biggest proponents of fucking Tracksuit Chun-Li as being the better Chun-Li.
Tracksuit Chun-Li is underrated.
It's underrated, but
so underrated. I love that.
Alpha Chun-Li is awesome, but nothing beats classic.
I know, but still, the tracksuit was like, damn.
I don't like classic. Because a lot of girls,
it's the most iconic suit.
No, it is
a lot of girls a lot of girls who have big thighs and not muscular thighs think they can walk out and be her.
Listen,
look. I am never going to say nothing wrong with a black woman that want to come out there, booty all juicy as Chun-Li. Kick something. See, you can't get out, get off of it.
All things being equal here, hey, big dude that got a beer belly. You're not a Kuma. Stop it.
Stop it, dog.
Stop it.
Hey yo.
Despite how they
call him by his real name.
No, hold on.
Hey, Curtis.
No,
Curtis. Come here real quick, bro.
No. Despite how the art direction may have looked in 5 and 6, that is not a beer belly. Okay,
that is not
at all a beer belly. Hey, come over here, bro.
You are more Rufus than Akuma.
No, man. I'm trying to be Akuma, nigga. You look like Adrian Bronner, present day. You need to put on a shirt. There are
kids here, all right?
No, look.
Anyway,
as a dude that got nice titties, stop it. Don't do it. Don't show the world.
anyways.
But
listen. The other issue is you asked Chris, how do you make it better, right? How do you make it better? You already had a better solution. You had it since 2008. Street Fighter 4. Super Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4.
Did you price them at what, $20 for the upgrade?
Yeah, and you put them out, you drop the price, and what did you give us recently? Street Fighter 6 year 1 and 2. But
for a lower price.
For a slightly lower price, but how long did we have to wait for that?
No, I think that's fair with how they did that.
No,
granted,
I think it's
fair enough to a degree.
And in the case of Tekken,
I am stretched out because I will say this, Eris. Fine for you, Capcom. Fine.
And in the case,
because I've seen the worst you did, and this is satisfactory, I guess.
And in the case of Tekken, where it worked for Tekken 7, people say, "Oh, the rollout for Tekken 7 was this, that." First of all, Tekken 7, when it rolled out on home console and PC, was based on the Tekken 7 Faded Retribution build.
Yeah, they had an arcade system in place, so it made sense.
Well, it's because it stayed in the arcade for like 2 years before we even saw it on console.
So the rollout for Tekken, that's what I said. I think Namco shouldn't have took what they did with Tekken 7 and did it for Tekken 8. They should have just completely revamped how they did it, and that's where they fucked up at.
Well, just releasing it on home console and PC first?
No, I'm saying the rollout for it, because they had the benefit of arcades. That rollout for 7 just worked for them. It was kind of a perfect storm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. By the time 7 came out for everybody to play on console and PC, the game was already old and outdated.
But let's be real, Eris. The average person don't give a fuck because they just want to play Tekken 7. Now, for us, yeah, sure, we can look at that and say, yeah, it was. But Tekken 8, they should have did a different approach. And the problem was that same approach with Tekken 7 didn't work for Tekken 8.
I will also throw this out here. I don't think this is a big factor, but I think it's a factor in COVID. Not
100%. You're right a little bit.
I say that because I don't have a way of explaining that. But a part of me is like, didn't COVID have something to do with all this a little bit too?
No, COVID.
I don't know how to explain that.
No,
I don't think it hurt the development process.
COVID didn't really help. No, if anything, COVID gave us a net positive, and that was this.
Yeah.
Which is ironic for me to say about COVID. One thing that COVID did was it finally took a global pandemic to bring all of the heads of every major fighting game from every major development, studio together on a Zoom call to talk about how can we improve fighting games moving forward.
That's true.
The conversation of GGPO came in.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, we had to wait for a global pandemic to get all of these people in a room.
I hate to say it like this, Eris, but sometimes the world, something drastic has to happen for something to change.
Well, let's be real.
That's just the thing.
That is by far one of the, and I'm so glad it was live streamed. That is one of the most legendary Zoom calls for fighting games.
But let's be real. Just to kind of bring it on.
To be honest with you, it breathed new life into it. Like, oh my God, thank you. We needed that.
Let's be real. If we're bringing it all home to the theme of this podcast, we're gonna have a video game crash in order to fucking reset a lot of this shit.
And I don't know when it's gonna come, but it's
gonna happen. And don't get it twisted. The tech industry is speeding this shit up. They're speeding it up already.
I will say, like, you guys want to know when it's going
to come? Nintendo's going to be the only game company that's going to come out the ashes of it again.
Oh no! that was the other thing I was going to say. I meant to say that a while ago. That when everything is all said and done, Xbox could die, PlayStation could die, Nintendo to this day is going to be the only video game company left. Shoot, as a matter of fact, Nintendo is the only real video game company still standing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's because, and it kind of goes into what people, because we all talk about, Nintendo, their console is not as powerful. Nintendo, to their credit, because it's smart business, they're like, look, we just want to make sure that the games are good. We don't give a fuck about Uber power or whatever. If the games are good, the customers are going to play it. And they're right. Like, look, let's be real. People complained about that fucking Pokemon game, or Pokemon Arceus or whatever, that open world one that came out. They complained. It was like, oh, this is bullshit. But I'm like, but you bought it and still played it at the end of the day. Right? You complained, but you bought it. Even if it was running at 30 frames per second and not 60 frames per second, you still bought the game.
Still bought it.
And that's what Nintendo comes down to it. Like, look, I'm new Star Fox. You might say, hey, it's the same shit as the old one.
Which it is.
But you know what? Everybody loves it. Everybody's hoping that this leads to them actually continuing past Star Fox 64 Part 5.
And what's more,
or give us a Star Fox movie.
And what's more impressive to me is this idea that they can literally dangle a game in front of y'all for years and say, we might do it, we might do it, we might do it, we might do it. Nah, we're not going to do it. But we might do F-Zero. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Here's another Mario game, and people gonna be like, "Fuck you!" Oh, Mario has a hat now.
Thank you.
There did, like I said, Mario.
You making fun of
Mario.
everybody that got excited for Odyssey. Is that your way of just like
Here's my thing.
Oh my God,
I don't
like Mario Odyssey too. Oh, it's Excite Boat.
Dog, I will not hate.
It had
Yes,
Excite-
Suki hat. Yay!
No.
We hate Nintendo, bro, but I hate them. Oh, I do. They're Disney. You're Disney.
They really are.
You stop trying to get
Master
new
Races.
fans, and you just want to make sure the retarded ones stay retarded. And I hate you for that. I hate you for because here's the thing. You want to know why? I respect Sony enough for not doing it to us, but they should have. They fucking should have. They would have had D. They would have had me. But no, you didn't do what Nintendo did, and that's why if the game crash happens, y'all gonna be like, man, this is some bullshit. We're gonna go back to cameras.
So
you know,
so with the game, so I believe
we making TVs. We out of here.
I believe the game crash is most certainly going to come because Sony, gentlemen, Sony really called everybody's bluff. Remember when everybody decided to go out of their way to formally announce that they are cutting ties with their PSN accounts, their PlayStation Plus, they're canceling all that stuff, and Sony actually took the time to calculate how many canceled PS Plus accounts.
See, that's still poking the fucking bear when they did that shit too.
But hang on, Chris, let me finish. So it was only about 1 million. Only about 1 million people had discontinued their services of PlayStation Plus. Here's where Sony proved their point.
Mm-hmm.
They go and just drop and announce, by the way, here is Black Ops, the quote unquote remaster of Black Ops 1 and 2. And everybody folded like a lawn chair.
How much of
everybody turned into all of those grown ass men at Madison Square Garden going, Jay-Z, look at me.
How much of that was ball and gun gamers though?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And I'm with Eris on that.
You're splitting hairs on this one. It really doesn't matter.
They know.
Sony proved their point.
Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, they all know there's going to be a bunch of
Because here's the sick part for me. Probably my last
errors. They could have had D.
Probably the last.
We didn't do the work to keep me, nigga.
Probably the last game that I'll probably buy from Sony is probably gonna be that Wolverine game, and then like after that, it's just gonna be Steam, PC.
For me, unfortunately, I'm gonna be on PlayStation for a while, but I am wondering.
Are the archive games?
Are they going to look? I really mean this. Are y'all gonna fuck around with the fire hard enough where y'all go be like, all right, we ain't making no more money. We gotta go back. Are y'all gonna do that? Or are y'all gonna stay 10 toes down?
And this is the reason.
That's where this is where D likes doing capitalist chicken. Do it.
But this is where I disagree.
Do it.
This is where I disagree. This is where I disagree because now that Sony, these everybody who folded like everybody who folded like Finch with Stifler's mom, like you folded for Sony by proving a point. You literally took a stripped down gimped version of Black Ops 1 and 2 and downloaded it, proving Sony's point that hey, 80 to 90% of sales came from digital. You literally took a digital only game and downloaded it, proving their point.
And that's what I'm saying, yeah. They was like, man, we don't want to do that, man. We as black men, we ain't going for that. I mean, we as black women, we ain't going for that for no more. They dropped a nigga with dreads, Jordans, and no job in front of y'all, and they went, oh.
Let me say for the record,
I hate all you hoes.
I
hate all of you hoes.
And this right here is the main reason why.
And I'm sorry, Eric, one more thing to double down on it. It was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Do you know how much power we had to tell Sony, fuck you? by not getting a new Call of Duty. And you know what all of you faggots did? I said it, I'm sorry. Y'all, to write to Sony. Oh, I hate y'all for that so much. We could have won.
So get this.
I mean, yeah.
You were never. It was never gonna.
Y'all
That
niggas
fight,
voted for Trump. I'm supporting that.
but-
Y'all niggas.
but listen, that fight was never gonna last. All right,
It wasn't. Eric.
This fight was never gonna last. Everybody folded, and Sony is not walking back.
But also-
Everybody assumed that Sony was gonna walk back and be like, "All right, we're gonna put out a disc-based console."
But here's the other part of it too. Somebody brought up a good point. Sony stopped developing any new like physical disc like technology.
Yeah, they did.
They stopped.
They've actually converted their studios that was meant for making game discs, and now they're repurposing it into something else.
Even if they did try to do that, they're kind of fucked.
And hang on,
Like,
and check this out. So imagine if they did, they shut down and repurposed their studio that's responsible for printing discs for games. Who's to say they wouldn't do that for printing out discs for movies?
well, there's other isn't there other companies that do that though anyway? So
No. We are now. Here's kind of funny, guys. I was actually listening to one of our old episodes, and you did mention it, Eric, that Chris. The company is actually Warner Brothers Archives. They're the ones. If you put in the order, all right, we print that shit out for you. They print out the disc, print out all that.
Man.
Yeah. See, if it doesn't come from the studio directly.
But you you got to go to the studio directly. And I got to be real with you. I can see publishers doing that. But I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how they're going to get around Sony going like, damn, you still get out this? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that's going to work.
And guess what? Much like how how all these companies are trying to push for digital, this is going to make all the physical movies and stuff that we all own. The price is going to the moon. Okay.
The one thing I've learned from a game that talks about corporations a lot, which is fucking Cyberpunk. The best you can do is give the corporation a black eye. That's the best you can do.
But here's the thing,
because more than likely, because in the case of Cyberpunk, you can nuke the entire building. They're just going to rebuild it. So
these companies are roaches.
That's what I'm saying.
You can throw a nuke at them. They're still somehow they're going to survive.
They blew it. Look, that's so funny. Keanu Reeves' character blew up the big corporation in the middle of the city. Almost 1 million people died. A Holocaust. They rebuilt that in 4 years. They're still evil. They're still evil.
So listen, shout outs to Rich from Review Tech USA. The man says it all the time. You will own nothing and be happy.
That's why I go back to the whole thing of like, as soon as the funniest thing coming out of this whole thing with the physical release shit was the fact that every person was like, hey bro, technology has reached to where you can just do a fucking emulation of PlayStation 5 and you straight. And I'm like, well, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Google has the words jailbroken PS5 as like one of the highest searched things.
Let me tell you something. As somebody that
ever since that announcement,
that loves where technology has gone, the fact that right now I'm in the middle of literally making a PlayStation 2 that has all the PlayStation games on the hard drive and stuff, it's so great because it's like, yeah, I have a good chunk of the games, but sometimes it's like, hey, I have this PlayStation 2 with the hard drive. I can just boot the game up and I'm straight, like right there,
See, but even the PS2 with the hard drive built in and doing all the hacking and modding and stuff, even that's kind of weird because depending on the hard drive that you use, games are going to run real funny.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just saying in terms of where we're at technology, the fact that we've reached the point where PlayStation 5 is emulated, I never would have thought that would happen.
We're going to have to. That's what. Look, we should have known that when we got the open source library to all those Super Nintendo games and Sega games. This is where this was headed. And to all of you that want to sit there and tell me that, oh man, so they could just control our games. They could if not purchasing our own.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know it's crazy, and yet they still want to control everything. I want to tell you this. This is what I want to tell you. your body
start believing Cyberpunk dystopian.
you're already in one, y'all. Do you know that a movie that you can like can be frozen? A thing that you like can be frozen.
I mean, look, hey,
Chris, don't you buy a new car and want air conditioning and you didn't pay the $400, nigga?
Hey, listen,
Guess
listen,
what?
listen.
You're already in a dystopia. Nigga.
Hey, listen, this is why.
You
Listen,
don't pay the $30 a month for air
Listen,
conditioning.
listen,
It's
as
a
somebody that
subscription
has
service.
somebody that's living in Maryland, and happens to go into PG County pretty much every other day, watching all you niggas that got fucking Teslas, and I'm like, so how much is your subscription in them goddamn Teslas?
Watching all of you, and D said it, watching all you broke Africans being Uber drivers just to have those Teslas. It ain't that good, nigga. You get
Very fair. Like our prices.
Hey Chris, real talk. I get the same value out of a busted Volkswagen Jetta, and the Jetta will stay on the ground.
Hey, China got if Dickhead and Chief wasn't fucking president, China had fucking EVs that are for like.
Oh, I was trying to
they're
get
the price of a fucking
BYT, nigga. I'm trying to get BYT, nigga.
They are the price of a fucking 92 Honda Civic. All right.
You mean to tell me tax returns, they'll eat. I got a BYD. Why? I could, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask Chris this. So, gentlemen, with the announcement of Sony wanting to go fully digital with everything, and you know if Sony's going to do this, Microsoft is doing it too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen.
Sit back in the cut.
And with all that being said, not to mention the Studio Canal licensing just dead in the water, we also got the announcement that Shout Factory lost the license to Super Sentai.
Yeah. Trust me, save that conversation because we got.
I know, but I'm just saying this just goes into the world of physical media stuff. See, Chris, you actually bought the stuff, which means congratulations, you have an appreciating asset.
Sir, I also have them on my hard drive bootleg style too.
So. Allegedly, so.
Allegedly.
And let's just be real. And just be real, y'all. Even though they stay within their movie house, y'all see what WB has been going through. You see the acquisitions and all of them they're going through. We could be losing more shit.
This is what's wrong with today. The young ladies today, they're not learning from mom how to cook. We're losing recipes.
Hey, I'm surprised Warner Archives is still alive.
So I say,
that's like PBS. As long as niggas giving $3, the lights are staying on, nigga.
So I say all that to say,
goes to Mr. Rogers.
I say all of that to say, because we've been going for 2.5 hours. This has been a beautiful episode. I love this.
I didn't want to be on this one, man. This is great.
I just want to say for the record, people, please, if you value your soul, go out and buy physical media, because I'm telling you, the time for us to try to fight to keep physical media as a thing, that battle, we should have did that 13 years ago. The battle that we now have to fight is the battle of keeping our digital purchased items. It's one thing to buy things digitally. We have to fight to keep it.
Thank you.
Preservation.
Yeah, digital preservation. Because you guys remember the one thing that used to save us. And I'm talking about saving us as a country. Whenever any of these companies just decided, hey, we came up with the latest harebrained scheme, and we're gonna do something stupid that's gonna piss off all of the United States, right? One country would come in. It was just one entity, and that was called the European Union. When the European Union said, and I quote, "Hey, Apple, why are you using that? I'm sorry. You're making us use this, this type of cable. No, change it to USB-C. We're not doing lightning cables, and we're not doing this other stupid technology that you want to do either." And guess what? Apple was forced to go USB-C.
I mean, hey, look, I will say this.
And sadly, European Union won't be able to save us this time around with the disappearance of the eradication, if you will, of physical media.
All I'm saying is this: I don't want to hear no fucking companies talk about their profits dipping. I don't want to hear any of that shit. I don't. I don't want to hear any of that because it's gonna come. Like, don't get it twisted. GTA 6 is gonna sell gangbusters. So it just is what the fuck it is, no matter what people do, right?
GTA 6 would have been the perfect test.
But I honestly don't want to hear shit from Sony and Microsoft about how they lost profits and stuff, because it's like, bro, you lost profits because you fucked over. And here's the funny thing too, last bit, they kind of fudged the numbers on this whole thing of who was buying more physical or digital, because here's the funny thing about those digital numbers. It accounts for DLC and microtransactions. So that's why the digital numbers make it looks as though it's bigger than the physical numbers, because you're counting those DLC and microtransactions. Thank you. It made $1 billion off the pre-orders alone. Which
I hate Take-Two.
It goes against
Take-Two Interactive so much because they're going to start buying little kids to jerk them off to, like that's like I hate these rich assholes. Yes, I assume if you're ultra rich, you're automatically a pedophile. But
thanks, Epstein.
Until I get proven wrong, Eris. Until I get proven wrong. But I'm just saying, I am so sick.
So what
I
D is
just
saying
know
is
they're going to stay.
Bobby Kotick was at Epstein Island.
Kotick got all types of little hands in his booty hole. Like we already know that.
No. It's the dogma line. Bobby Kotick went to Thailand where he slept with an 11-year-old boy.
Oh.
Hold on, they get right to hold on. Loki gets right next to God, the nigga that does the Fallout, does all the stuff for Bethesda. I forgot his name. He's slipping his name. The dude that runs Bethesda, him.
Yeah,
he slips up with him. Oh yeah, don't think I forgot about you. That was your son.
He's crying like.
You're his father.
God, I forgot to nigga that ran off motherfucking off.
They get the Hideo and it's like, you're good.
No, he gets to Mr. Kojima. You're
fine.
You're an innocent.
You're fine.
You lead a normal life.
Good for you.
But you didn't say you're welcome.
No. No, you're fine. You're fine. But you know nobody liked Death Stranding too. Looks like Loki.
Hey,
you're getting off light.
Hey, I love you, Kojima. You can tell us, is Death Stranding franchise, is that money laundering? Just tell us. I say this is someone that loves both games. Don't get it twisted.
I say this as somebody.
It's being funneled to a shell company, sir.
Look, I say this as somebody that was.
It's a fuck you middle finger to Konami, and I love Kojima for that.
Chris,
don't get it twisted. I love it.
Hey, Chris, and this is coming from a person who is a big fan of CDPR. Y'all laundering money, ain't y'all? Nah, because y'all ain't fixed Cyberpunk, but y'all got all this merchandise. Look, I give it up to them. They got in the lab. Like, look, we fucked up. Idris Elba's on the DLC. We got to get everything right.
I said this on the show multiple times. I streamed Death Stranding 1, nothing. And I was like, you know what? This is an offline game. I'm just going to enjoy it offline.
Oh, yeah. Hey man, I'm gonna play this here up off stream.
Off stream, buddy.
Chris sat and was dedicated to play God of War and Yakuza on it. This nigga stopped 4 hours.
I got to after.
No, you did like 2 episodes.
No. I got all the way up and I beat the first boss, right? Beat the first boss, and stuff when you fight him in that first one. After that, that's when I was sitting back like,
we gonna finish this mission off straight.
So I did all of this, right? I'm going back and forth doing the deliveries and stuff, getting my numbers up and all that stuff, right? Play the first boss, great boss. And then I sat back and I looked at how many people were watching, and I was like, nah, Chief, this ain't it. I ain't and I don't even care about numbers like that, but the fact that I got bigger numbers playing Final Fantasy X and Death Stranding, I was like, yeah, nah. So But we love you, Kojima. You do good. You're living the life. You're living the dream.
Well,
But yeah, that's it for Pressing
the
Buttons.
record. I really hope everybody enjoyed this episode of Pressing
This is
Buttons.
funny. This is cathartic. I needed this, honestly, because
It was quite cathartic.
Cause I know people were asking, like, hey, because no bullshit. There were people that asked, like, hey, I liked you guys' episode on the PlayStation thing. Y'all gonna talk about Microsoft? I was like, well, dude, Microsoft fucked it all up with all that damn news. This had to happen. Nah, they botched it.
And for anybody that stuck around throughout the majority of this episode, the back like what you just witnessed, the back and forth between me and CJ on the whole chud argument. That is us on a regular basis.
Because it's like it's the Tracy.
You might get more of it. Who knows?
No, because it's literally the argument that what's his face? Black comedian that died. Forgot his face. Forgot him. But he was talking about how, like, white people, I could get behind you on criticizing Obama if you weren't fucking racist. That's how I feel about the chuds. I could get behind you on what you're saying, but then you sit there and get either racist or you just be like, oh, you just hate women. Like, it's like, God damn it, bro.
What makes it worse is that, Eris, you bring up good points. Keep playing that clip. Nah, dude, you saw all of it, dog. Keep playing the rest of the clip.
Thank you. It's like, no, there's a
next time I see a black woman, see Eris, get out of here.
That's what kills me. It's like, you were there. God damn it, man. Fuck.
Look, me. Hold on. Chris.
Here's the thing. I will give you fools. I will give you two Negroes timestamps that say from here to here.
He's fucking lying, y'all.
Eris
stopped doing timestamps a long time ago. Eris just like look, y'all. Eris just like show it up.
No, you know what got me? You know what got me? You know what it got me? And I said it too. These motherfuckers had me defending Forspoken, and I fucking hated that game. You had me defending
Don't you put that on me and Eris.
No. I ain't saying to you, D. I'm saying no. No, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people that were digging in on Forspoken. It's like, if you weren't fucking racist, I will get you. But you sat there and went at black people, and I'm like, oh God, you're gonna have me defending this mid fucking game. What are we doing here?
See, I took it a step beyond, and I'm like, look, I hear what they're saying, but no, the points of contention made sense. The stuff that they're saying made sense. Racism aside, I'm gonna get that off the table.
You can't racism aside that.
No. Get that off the table. I'm filtering through, the obvious racism.
I can't filter through obvious racism when it's white people. I'm sorry. It's just no, I can't. I can't. Trump in office? No.
See, in Chris's case, it's certain one.
It'll be fine with me. No, you know what messes it up? 2 seconds in. So of course we got another situation. I'm out. I see y'all. I'm about this bitch. I quit. I swear to God, you got one more time. Somebody, you know what? Look,
I got one black friend. Let me bring on the show.
Look, check this out. If I was a lesbian, I would dig girl off of. Let me stop. Off her hand.
I'll dig Abby. She got a.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't fuck her with somebody else's vagina. I would not do that. Yeah, I would not do that. I would not do that.
Hey,
that girl like she got a dick. I would
Neil. First off, it's not enough that you had this dude get a chick who is like a 4 pregnant, and then you went to Abby. What are we doing here?
Did we have to see? Hold on, D. Show 3 by Geeks. Did we have to see it?
Thank you. That's all.
Did we even have to see it?
No.
This is real. This is great.
No. D. I'm sorry. I got to be that guy. See, this is the pig. This is the chud pig of me, like coming out of me when I gotta ask. Like you said, you took a chick that was a 4. That was a 4, got her pregnant. You know, the sad thing is, in her original design, at least the scan, the full body scan and everything, face and all, you took a solid 7. and turned her into a 4.
I can't co-sign that, big brother, but I ain't mad at you for what you do.
No. No.
Hey.
Look up the actress.
Oh, no.
The actress who
Here's
7, dog.
the kicker. The chick in the show was better than the game.
That's of course, but I'm talking about the scan. See the scan, like
No,
the,
that was all. I look at Neil on that one. I'm like, bro, what the fuck were you thinking? I'm
I was
looking
like,
at him
Neil,
on that.
I'm like, Neil, there are 2 giant reasons why there are 2 giant reasons missing from Dina's character. What did you do to this woman?
Look, Eric,
Kojima had
Eric-
the thought. He took models and said, I'm gonna put them in my game and keep them as is.
No,
100%.
Kojima started with their breasts first and then went backwards. He reverse engineered.
Physics.
It's
Okay.
physics, man. Look, we want to make this. We want to make this one. We gotta make this for the consumer.
Hey, listen. Hey, we said earlier about how there were 3 developers that could take the power of the PS3. That man maximized that fucking PS3 in Metal Gear Solid 4. He was like, nah, you're gonna get these fucking pixel tits, all right?
And as much Eric said, yes, I went on your girl and you got mad at me. She looked like a 13-year-old to me. But hold on, shut up. Eric, shut the fuck up.
No, go ahead.
Much like with Chris, I need you to shut up for a second. I'm going somewhere with this. But
That's
I ain't
so
going
rough.
fake. Here come Laughing Octopus looking like all bit of a 16-year-old, and here's D. Yeah, she was tripping dog shit, nigga.
And I
Did you
was
see what happened when she curled up? It looked kind of sexy.
and then I turned and look at D like I'm like laughing. No. Hold on. The entire Beauty and Beast core, Eevee.
And look,
They the same.
Eric, D. I stayed on. I'm telling you that I'm staying 10 toes on it. Both of them broads got to get carded everywhere they go.
Welcome to life as a young Asian woman.
Oh, shut up.
Anyways.
Look, don't start that, man. Bunch of the bras look like motherfucking 92 pickups, no. Don't do that.
Anyways, that is Pressing Buttons. We'll be back with more shenanigans in the gaming industry because there's gonna be more bullshit between now and next month when we do Pressing.
You ain't lying. You say next week. Try tomorrow.
I know, right?
Try less than 12 hours.
It's gonna be sick. As soon as I hit end, all of a sudden Microsoft is gonna come out with something. I hit end. It's like Sony's like, yeah, Sony's announcing your PlayStation 5 ain't yours anymore because we're gonna repo that bitch. And it's like
to give y'all one last thing, y'all. We have to keep recording our shit. We have to keep recording our shit. Get a hold of anything physical. And we have to preserve the stuff that's around us. That's the only way we can survive. This is the new fight that we have to be in. And unfortunately, as much as it sucks, because a bunch of us are still going to be buying shit digital, you have to realize that we have a responsibility to maintain what the fuck is around us. And yes, PC, all the rest of that shit. Shut up.
This is why I say rich people are not fucking. They don't know how to have fun.
We need to talk to black guys. This is why we got to see Chris. This is why we got to go on Rumble. We get some real dope.
Exactly. First of all, God Child, I'm gonna need at least 15% of that because that was my bit. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, I'm the one that's wrecking his voice box. Sound like that guy from Protection.
But you wouldn't. But you would have never had to do that had I not came up with that joke.
Well, ain't my fault.
But until then, ladies and gentlemen, get out there and buy physical media because I'm telling you, corporations, it's coming.
It's coming, man.
They're
already here.
They're coming in.
As we end on our favorite note,
the hands slowly.
Again! You fucking idiots!